Brian.
It's Barry.
And it's apparently Nate. We're doing this.
Just push record, bro.
Oh my goodness, this root beer's got me.
And welcome to the Collecti-Bros podcast. Today's episode is about games we've wasted our money on. And I know it's kind of a loaded question as a collector because everybody's definition of wasting money on a game is different. I think most people automatically go to, you buy a game and it sucks, you wasted your money on it. But as a collector, it can take a couple different avenues, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But as always, I think we should probably start with what we're playing, what we picked up recently. So, Barry, what have you been playing recently?
Not Final Fantasy.
Shit. Oh, not the critically acclaimed MMORPG, Final Fantasy 14.
I don't know, it's kind of fun because I don't play it, and I like hearing about your adventures because, it's fun. What have you been up to? The fishing, bro, it makes me
All I'm doing is crafting.
Crafting?
Making money.
I need to get back on it.
That's it.
I need to. It's a very good game.
Really quick, if it's not forever, how's the craft? It's a real in-game economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Black Desert. I get it. Instead of crafting on Black Desert, I fish. So I understand. Just make that monies.
Hey, you can make monies off the fish too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I haven't been playing a lot. I'm replaying Nier, but
Oh, sick.
I played it for maybe 2 hours 2 weeks ago and hasn't touched it since. So haven't really been playing a lot.
So that's okay. Brian and I's playing recently. It's pretty awkward. We'll get to that in a moment. But
What about pickups? You have any good pickups? I know you had one good pickup.
Let's see. Looks like my only pickups are The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero Limited Edition. Finally just bit the bullet and bought White Knight Chronicles 2. I've been looking for that forever and I didn't really want to pay $25 for it, but I have been searching and searching and searching and searching, and I was just like, forget it, I'm buying it. And then my, what's the thing called? Sega Genesis Mini 2 or whatever came in the mail. I haven't opened it up yet, but I have it.
Yeah, it's nice.
later a Centi.
Yeah,
hear what happened with
I
mine?
bought it for a Centi, and that's really about it. So
You want to hear what happened to mine?
did you order one?
This is in my cart, and I forgot to purchase
Oh
it.
my god, Ryan!
That's why I haven't got a shipping update. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm screwed now. I'll never have one now. Yeah.
We'll see. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Did you get one, Nate?
No, I didn't.
Man,
Well, I figured
the least person in here to probably buy one of these got one. Dang.
Centi's a good reason to get it.
As soon as I saw Centi, I said, "Ugh."
No, there's good games on it, man. And it's technically different than the last mini they released as far as the aesthetics of it, because it's definitely much smaller.
Was the first one styled like the
Two or
Mini
one?
1? Or the
Yeah.
Genesis 1?
Yeah.
Because that one's a Genesis 2.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even realize that.
Okay.
Damn. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get one. I think I just forgot about it. But yeah, for Centi, it's worth it alone for sure.
Yep.
I messed up.
Some
Brian
pretty
really
good
messed
titles
up.
in there.
Dude, no, that's why I've heard these things are really tough to get. I haven't really checked what they're going for in the secondary market, but
They're not available on Amazon anymore? At all?
No, the NTSC Amazon link was the only way to get it, and it shipped from Japan. If you noticed,
What about Amazon JP?
you can get a Japanese one, but with the English ESRB team.
Oh, I know. DHL delivered it.
Hold on to that, boy. It's gonna be tough to find because there's actually they released the number that they manufactured for them. I don't remember what it was, but I've got a feeling might do a feature. Is it worth it? Genesis Mini 2 on that, boy.
Yeah, it's got Centi, so yeah.
Yeah.
How much you want to pay for a Centi?
Right.
It's the only other way to play it.
Seriously. Yeah.
At all. They've
I think
never
it's-
re-released it anywhere.
I think it's cool. It's got Sega CD games on it.
Mhm.
That's cool to have the ROM available for it. What about you, Nate? What have you been playing?
Well, Brian and I have been... They're shutting the servers down for Command & Conquer 3. And one of the lovely achievements for that's play it for 100 hours. So Brian and I have been running simulated battles in Command & Conquer 3.
To sit there and say we've been playing at those, a farce.
Yeah. It's been on. But been playing a lot of Solitaire. Been catching up on that for achievements also, which is pretty lame that I'm saying it out loud. But
Yeah, you got me yawning over here. Solitaire.
Make it spicy. Why not Spider Solitaire?
Also super random. Spicy Solitaire. Spider
Spicy
Solitaire.
Solitaire.
This root beer got me.
Bro, I know we getting old, but
Spider
man.
Solitaire's on there too. Phil Spencer, anyone seen this? He's been playing Solitaire for 3 weeks straight. I
No.
don't know what's going on with that, but it's pure coincidence we're playing at the same time. I've also been dabbling with some of the games for the podcast and trying to find something to play to pass time. I think I'm about to start Wolf Among Us.
No, you told me it was going to be Persona.
Oh,
It's on Game Pass now.
yeah, I should do that instead. I should play Persona 5 finally, because it kind of goes into our topic of the day, how many games I buy and don't play. Like, I need to play that one, like, for sure.
And
You're
you need
right,
to play.
Final Fantasy VII
It's
Remake.
installed,
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Every time
Hey,
it's installed, huh?
When we get to my games I'm playing, you're going to be real pissed because I've been playing my PS5.
Perpetually installed.
Yeah.
No, it's coming for real.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Hey, I eventually built my shelves too, and that was coming for.
I still have yet
2
to see
years?
it.
Yeah,
I still have yet to
exists,
see
though.
it.
It exists.
I gotta come over and look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too exciting as far as the playing front. It's gonna be Persona 5 real. I'm gonna play that.
All right.
That'll be next time. I'm gonna tell you guys how great of a game it is.
Just the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's a banger for
Soundtrack.
sure. As far as pickups, picked up from a very good friend a copy of Final Fantasy 2. Thanks, Barry.
Oh yeah. Did I say that last time too?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Did I mention I gotta? Okay, I'll just skip it then.
but yeah, I bought the card off Barry, so clutch.
For a deal.
Hell yeah. Not actually Final Fantasy 2, but Final Fantasy 2 here.
Final Fantasy
4?
4,
Yeah. That shit gets
3 is
confusing.
6.
Yes,
We never got 5 until GBA.
right. That shit gets confusing.
It does.
As far as other pickups, picked up GameStop's clearance is still outrageous. It's half off the clearance price. So I picked up Curved Space for $2, the Series X game. Any physical game you get for $2, like I'm probably gonna go after it. And then I picked up Modern Warfare 2. Haven't opened it or played it yet, but it just came out. So
I haven't heard anything about it. Is it Garbo?
I like it a
it's
lot.
good.
You like it?
I've got some issues with it. I'm not going to sit here and just suck it off because it's good. There's things I really like about it. It's super lethal, like 1 or 2 shots, even online. Like the time to kill is so fast. I kind of like it. It reminds me of like Insurgency without the leaning. But
I don't know. That to me feels better than
it's
soaking
really
bullets
weighted.
and just running
Yeah,
around
right.
like no big deal.
I enjoy it, and plus everybody feels really weighted. So there's not dude just like sprinting with like dual akimbos, bunny hopping, and smoking you with SMGs.
The good
Like
old
I had a
days.
guy trying to do it, and I smoked him like super quick, and I was like, all right. But the issue is like the spawns. The coolest spawn I've had so far is I was watching the kill cam. The dude spawned, and I spawned right in front of him from his kill cam of
Oh
him
my
spawning,
God.
and he zoomed in as pop, 1 shot.
So like if everything's 1-2 shot, what's the difference of weapons? What's the point?
I mean, that's not everything is 1-2 shot, but like a shotgun, like you're going down. There's still that bullshit Call of Duty where like you shoot a guy first and you lose the gunfight. But there's times where you have like an M4 or whatever, a medium range, like it's super lethal. And like even the hit counters you see, it's not like you're not racking up hit counters with the X's on the screen. It's just dead. So, yeah. As I say, it's been out for what, 4 days at the time of this recording, 5 days, whatever. I'm sure they're going to fix the spawns and stuff and add more modes. There's no hardcore mode at launch, which is kind of disappointing. That's what I usually play.
There's also other problems on Xbox. Like they forgot to add in and disabling crossplay, even though it was on the beta.
You can do it from your console, though.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It is. It's
stupid.
ridiculous.
It's embarrassing.
But there's PC settings and stuff, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's worth picking up. The campaign's great. I don't know if it's better than 2019. I mean, I've really enjoyed the campaign. I'm a COD campaign guy. Like, I love the campaigns. I think they've all been fun. And, this one's super cool. If you like 2019, you'll like this one.
I'm supposed to ask you, how about you, Brian?
Well, we know about Modern Warfare.
Yeah. So obviously I picked up Modern Warfare. I actually had a pretty good haul from an original Xbox game I was not really looking for. I kind of forgot it existed, honestly.
How much more filler do you got?
Oh, it's not a filler, though. It's a good title.
Oh, okay.
It's Halo Trilogy.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it was sitting at a local shop forever, and I had a 20% off coupon. Clutch, thank you, Barry. So I
Oh,
snagged
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
true. You texted me. You're like,
Yeah.
can you use my coupon? I said, what for?
And you're like, how much
Better
you
be
spending? I was
good.
like, I don't know, like $170. But
This
yeah.
boy gonna be like, I'll use it on a $2 game.
Yeah, no, I got a bunch of stuff, though.
filler.
Yeah. No, I got another cool original Xbox game. Shin Megami Tensei 9, Japanese exclusive. Super clean copy. Like, I don't think it's ever been like messed with ever. Like, the interior's great. The book looks flawless. The disc looks flawless. So
It's called 9.
yeah, it was a Japanese exclusive original Xbox game. It's all online, so I don't even know if I can play it or whatever, but it's one I wanted, so I've got that. I mean, I pretty much paid eBay price for it, but it's so clean, I'm okay with it.
Takes place between Shin Megami Tensei and its sequel, so it's like 1.5.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it is interesting looking.
How much you pay for it?
$50.
50?
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, it's super clean. Like, I've got it in a protector and shit. Like, it's...
I mean, it is a JP exclusive.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm okay with it. Like I said, I had 20% off, so it wasn't actually 50, but whatever. I'm not going to sit here and do math.
That franchise, Japanese Xbox exclusive, is just a weird sentence in general. So, like, I think it's a good price for it.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's one I needed. Willing to pay for it. Like, I'd be scared to get one on eBay. It's the only other place I've seen them, you know? I don't know what the shapes and all that. Like, this thing's flawless, so I was like, yep, okay. Picked up FIFA Soccer on 3DO for like $2, so whatever. Anytime I see a 3DO game that's complete in the big box and it's in decent shape, I'll pick it up, like whatever. Picked up Hunting Expeditions at 360. It was sealed. It was the price of like $7. I was like, all right, whatever, sure. Another banger. Angry Birds Star Wars factory sealed for $3. Like, what?
There was I feel like there was someone on Reddit recently who was like, I think they were young, no big deal. They were like, oh, can somebody tell me how I can figure out how rare my games are? And they're like, what games do you have? And it's like Angry Birds Star Wars or something like that. And I'm like,
Tell him I'll sell him a sealed one for $7.
Okay.
Double my money.
He was like, it's not on the digital, but I can still play it. Like, I guess it's taken off the digital store.
Oh, really? It's still listed?
Yeah.
Better grade it. Sorry.
Got a lot of homebrew.
Delete that.
No, that's whatever. I don't care that they're sealed. I mean, whatever. I've got some sealed games. I'm not really a sealed collector guy, but for $3, like, okay, sure, whatever.
Can't argue with $3.
Yeah.
You're not a sealed collector guy?
I wouldn't say I am. I've got some sealed games, but I'm not a sealed collector guy. Why?
I sold you almost all my sealed games.
Like I said, if I can get them for like a good price or whatever, I'll pick it up. But I'm not going to actively drop.
Oh, you're not like
Yeah.
I got you.
Sealed
Yeah.
and only
I got you
sealed.
It's the root beer. Just delete that.
No, you're good. Like, I've got a couple sealed games, but it's not like my jam. You know,
My
like,
life is in
whatever.
shambles.
I get what you're saying. I
And then
apologize. My life
lastly-
is in shambles.
Lastly, my cool pickup that only I'm going to think is cool. Real Fishing Wild on the Dreamcast. It's an exclusive Dreamcast fishing game. Never played it. I'm very familiar with the Real Fishing series, but never played Wild.
REEL.
Yep. But yeah, Dreamcast exclusive, pretty cool. So excited to play that. You know me, my fishing games. As far as actually games I've been playing, I started playing God of War PS4 again, playing the PS5 upgrade. Yeah, man, I love that game. It's great. I started playing it when it came out. I got like the Stonemason Collector's Edition. Never finished it. Something on Xbox came out, playing with my boys or whatever. I don't remember. And then really kicking myself in the ass for not playing it back then because I got spoiled for the story and all that. But man, it's great. Love that game. That's what I've been playing when we're actually running Command & Conquer on idle. You plug in a wired controller, and I've been using a hair tie on the thumbstick so it registers movement. Let it run for 100 hours, pop an achievement. So
Poor thumbstick.
yeah.
Yeah. Had
Well,
to use an old junker controller.
Yep.
But it popped this morning, so we're done with it, thankfully.
Is it a game you wasting your money on?
I love Command & Conquer. Absolutely not. I haven't gone through the campaign yet, so...
So yeah, let's just dive into it then. It's a sweet segue. This question of like, did I waste my money on this purchase? I truly do think it's a different answer for every kind of collector out there. Me personally, like just to kind of start the conversation, because I don't really want to make this a list, but I'm going to list some games I wasted my money on, in my opinion. I think most people go with the easiest choice, where it's like you save up, you buy a game brand new, and it just like it sucks. My most recent example of this, and it's weird because I'm thinking back, I think it's way more common like this console generation than last console generation. When you buy a game on day one, it's just total crap. And I'm not talking about like the game's just not your cup of tea or whatever, just like it's broken, it's buggy.
Unfinished.
Exactly. Honestly, straight off the bat, it's like Fallout 76 comes to mind. Like, I bought 2 copies of this goddamn game.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I mean, I had some fun with that one at least, but I love...
Did you buy it day one and play it day one?
I did, yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, there's times where it was distracting bugs, you know, where you're walking and who's the lady that gives you the missions, like the first area? She's like the
Bro,
cop.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, she literally, like, was on the phone with me, and I turn around, she's behind me, like, following me like, every step for step. And then once she hangs up the phone, she just shot like 10,000 feet straight up in the air, like at the speed of light, like a spaceship abducted her.
Got raptured.
I think my first one was the no genitalia. So my pants were gone, and then it was just no genitals whatsoever. Another one was, I think my head was gone, but there was eyes. When you get in the car with your dude that drives a motorcycle and there's like a gun, he's waving the gun around midair in the back seat and it like freezes, but then it freezes in his head, so he's got like this pistol muzzle sticking out of his forehead.
He's got a mod.
It was I was just like, what? One point in time, I was trying to go for a quest and every single car in the map just blew up and shot into space, and it killed the guy who was supposed to be my quest. And so when I reloaded, he never came back. So I just never did the quest.
Has anybody played it recently?
I was going to wait for the generation upgrade.
It's out now, and I've heard it's like improved, and I've seen the Steam player base is like super high on it.
I've heard the PC version is really good, but like console got shafted really bad.
Yeah. I have yet to play the game. It's one of those things where based on some of the games on our list today, that I have learned my lesson about pre-ordering. So I was like, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, let's just check that one onto my list.
No, for real. Like, mine was Fallout 76. Like, I love Fallout. I'll buy everything Fallout. I've got all the memorabilia, the games.
How about we go around and say the one game for each of us?
That's like right off the bat where it's
that one game that if you had to pick one game in your collection you wasted your money on because it was so bad, pick one. This Fallout?
Honestly, though, I mean, the new Battlefield, what year? I don't remember what it's called.
2099?
2040, whatever the fuck it is.
I don't even know, 20 whatever?
2099, it'd be like Marvel Universe. I'd be better.
Because I was so hyped up for it, and like I thought it was going to be awesome. I love Battlefield. I've been playing it since literally day one.
What was the one that came out before that one?
Battlefield 5. Which everyone shit on, but eventually it turned into a great game. And actually, right now, it's the most popular Battlefield. It's got higher player count than any of them.
That was the one that did recover very well.
Yeah.
It came out in the chapter. It was just by chapter.
Yep.
So you had a kind of shoddy multiplayer and then like one chapter to play. And like they did better on it.
The fact that they sat there and EA was like, oh, we're trying to do it with like the time of war. So like when the Americans join, it'll be like season 2. Like, no, you just didn't have every content in the game. Like, lying motherfuckers. But yeah, so that one was the new Battlefield. It was a broken mess. Not only did there's nothing to play in it. There's no modes. There's no guns. It was just a broken mess. Like worse than Battlefield 4, honestly, to the point where I've literally put about 4 total hours into it and it just sits there. And everyone's like, oh, they've worked on it. They've done great. But I got so burnt. I don't even care at this point. Like there's better FPSs out there. So that's the first one that comes to my mind. I bought the $100 edition because I love Battlefield. Yeah. I think 76 and that are the 2 games I learned my lesson on for, like Nate was saying, just pre-ordering. What about you, Nate?
So I have so many on my list.
The big one.
What's the big one?
I think the one that sticks out to me is
I have one in mind. I don't know if it's the same one.
I want to say the Avengers Collection Edition.
Yep, that's the one I thought of.
And, I've never, to be transparent, I haven't even played the game yet. So I'm a huge Captain America fan. Came with an exclusive statue. I spent like how much it was. I think it was one. No, it was like $200.
It was $200.
It was stupid.
I was gonna say it was like 180 or 190 something.
199.
199.
So,
okay.
The thing with that, it's like, hey, it did come with a statue. It's got exclusive content. There's some other like goodies in there. Problem is, literally like 2 or 3 weeks later, it's on clearance at Best Buy for $60, and it was you could find it that collection edition everywhere.
Yep.
And everyone had it discounted because that game tanked and. I can think of how many games I could put on my shelf for $200, and I have this stupid game I have not even played yet. It's got Cap statue, which you can also. Like, I think recently the Square Enix clearance sale had it for $12.
Yeah.
Shipped.
Yep.
And I spent $200 on it.
Yeah.
So that's the one that just grinds my gears. So
it's more of like a monetary thing for you to hear, like waste the money on.
Yeah, because I always think of like, damn, I could have bought this, and this, and
I mean, I'm sure that will lead into a different topic, but that is a big reason on why I just don't pre-order stuff anymore.
I definitely don't.
There's very, very few things I will pre-order, and just the ability for games to just completely tank in value, and then you can just pick them up on clearance 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
There's no point in getting it day one. There's really none.
I have some really embarrassing ones on my list. I'm excited and not excited to talk about. What about you, Barry?
Well, I'm sure both of you heard me cry about this game many times. 14 years in the making of a heartbreak. It's Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a limited edition. I'm burned so bad by this game that it's on my shelf turned around, so I don't even have to look at the label. If you look at it, look at it. It's that black box right there.
Oh my god.
So I don't even have to look at it. All right, that thing is absolutely... The collector's edition is probably worth like $10, $15.
Yeah, it was the same concept as the
I
previous
took
one.
work off to go play it.
Yeah.
I was super excited about this game because like I played 1 when it came out as a kid and like 2, and then they're like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3. Waited forever and ever and ever, and then like I get home in that first area with the Hercules Coliseum area was like really cool, and then the rest of the game happened. So that game is the reason why I will never touch Kingdom Hearts a day of my life ever again.
Damn.
Fuck that game. Fuck them. Fuck that series. I don't want jack
Wow.
shit to do with it.
You were gonna buy them if they're like super cheap, just
No.
to have them on the.
I won't fucking touch them. I won't do it.
Do you know how I got my Kingdom Hearts 3?
The only reason
free.
I only got them because I already paid for them. But in like Kingdom Hearts 4, no, I won't even look at it. I don't care.
Wow.
Nope, forget it.
What if it's like actually Final Fantasy characters again?
Nope, because it's not going to be called Kingdom Hearts. It's going to be called something else, and I'll
Yeah.
buy that.
Yeah.
How'd you get Kingdom Hearts for free, Brian?
The other supervisor that I used to work with bought it and hated it and gave it to me.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was like, I don't want this. And it was literally like a week after it came out. He's like,
Literally for him to not like that
that's what
game,
I'm saying. He loves
that means
everything.
it's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man has no taste.
No.
No, he's very simply amused and.
Like he
Damn.
was like, that's the thing. I'm not, and I know the series, but I'm not like a diehard or anything. Like I appreciate the the grandiose of it. You know what I mean? So I've got a couple of them. Never really played them. I know he was pretty big into it, and he was like, it doesn't for a fan of Kingdom Hearts to say the story's fucked. Like, it just ruins it. I know a lot of people that were burned out on Kingdom Hearts 3, just even from a gameplay side.
I mean, there's
So,
a
yeah.
lot of like the game. I feel like it suffers from kind of like the Andromeda effect almost, where like the game itself is pretty good, but then you tack on that I've been waiting 14 years for this,
That's
and
a
that's
lot.
what they gave me.
That's a lot
It
of
was just like
anticipation.
that's a lot of disrespect.
Come to think of it,
No
Mass Effect
disrespect.
Andromeda could be on this fucking list. If they didn't call, that's the thing though. Like if they didn't call it Mass Effect, I'd be like, hey, this is a fun sci-fi game.
I liked it. I don't know why people shout on it
I
so
think
bad,
the
to be
combat's
honest.
fucking great. If it wasn't Mass Effect, it'd be a fun game.
It had some bugs when it came out, but nothing.
Look,
some-
after the ending of Mass Effect 3, I was willing to try something new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I even think like
So-
the idea of Andromeda is like go explore, go colonize. Cool story for like an unrelated, shepherd story. It just wasn't executed. Like I don't remember any of these damn characters. Don't remember
PD.
any of the quests.
Sounds like a Bioware
Being
sequel.
annoying.
Sounds like a modern
The
Bioware game.
Mr. Librarian Tarian.
Was it Jock,
Hey, at
like
least
the
it
new
was actually
alien?
open
He was
world.
like my
Jock.
favorite. I think his name was Jock. I don't remember.
Something like that.
Start with the J. Jalek,
Maybe.
the new alien. That's the only thing.
The
See
pink
what I
guy?
mean? Like, yeah, he was my favorite. That's all I remember about that damn game.
Fucking writer.
It's another game that went on clearance
Korra.
very fast.
Guess what? Bought 2 copies of it because I had to have the deluxe edition and I had to have the normal one. But
Hey, I had to hunt down because I bought that game new and it came out and I thoroughly enjoyed it and played it. And then I got to the point where I was done with it and I'm like, I know this game's going to go down in price. So I sold it at the time to like make a little bit of my money back so I could buy it for $5 down the road. And here I am buying it for $5 down the road.
Yeah, I got mine new for $8. Like, it wasn't that old of a game. It was like 3 or 4 months old.
Damn.
Got it for $8.
I
And
got it week 1.
Yeah.
I sold it week 1 because I just played the shit out of it and was like, okay, give me my $40.
were you waiting for that Quarian DLC like I was?
No.
Damn. I really thought they were going to. That's the biggest crime in that game. Like that setup, like, oh, the Quarian ship goes nowhere. Like what a damn lost opportunity. But Nate, you brought up the thing about the Avengers Collector's Edition. I actually was thinking about that, putting it on my list. And like, yeah, I'm upset I paid the price I paid for it because, like you said, I could have got it for literally like $12 or $15 shipped.
Oh,
But
the same game, Avengers?
yeah. To me, it's like it's not really a waste because of the collector's edition shit you get with it. Like you get a statue, you get a bunch of goodies. In my opinion, as a collector that wants everything and doesn't have the shelf space and wants everything on a shelf, I think it was like a good buy for me. Like I love Marvel. The game's not great, and like I said, yeah, I could have got it cheaper, but at the time we didn't know that. This thing was so hyped up.
I think it's one thing if you can find it for a deal, but when it was like readily available for that price, I mean, like everyone that ever tuned in this is like, yeah, it was like $15-20 in my Best Buy.
It was like not hard to find for like $15
everywhere.
I remember at one point it got extreme. Maybe I want to say it was either a GameStop or a Best Buy I went to, and it was $29.99 brand new.
Damn.
Constantly,
Like just consistently, and it just
stacks
kept going.
of the collector's edition everywhere,
Yeah.
and that's what my thing was like. Because I already learned my lesson from pre-ordering stuff pretty much at this point in my life. Once like PS5, Xbox One generation, but I was like, man, it's a collector's edition, and like collector's editions are hard to get sometimes. I was like, this might be one of those games that's expensive, and like I love Captain America, so I wanted that statue. And I get what you're saying. Like the statue is cool. The Black Widow belt buckle's cool. Like,
I think there's a point where like everyone has their couple things where they don't care, they'll just buy it.
yeah,
Like I have my couple things that I'm like, I don't really care if they get cheaper in the future, but me assuring that I get one day one and I have it, I will pre-order that.
Yeah.
Very few things, but
Yeah.
I will do it for some.
and then like to check my box, Captain America. I know this isn't a comic book collecting podcast, but like
The
is
statue
my
is sick.
absolute
for a cat
favorite
fan,
character.
yeah.
Like, ask me what my favorite thing in the world is. It's probably Captain America. So like, I felt like I needed to buy this. That's like a gamble I'll take, but I am still shitty when I think I could have saved like $170 on this. That's steep, man. You know.
I mean, because my thing is like, there's some collector's edition out there that the actual items that comes with, even if the game's great, like the items suck. Like, what's actually in that Kingdom Hearts collector's edition? Is it art book or?
Dick.
Yeah.
That's what's in it.
What? Excuse me.
I think it's a little art book. I think it's a steel book. Maybe some pins, a soundtrack. Usually if you have a limited edition or whatever in that size, it's going to be a steel book, an art book, a soundtrack, and then maybe one or two other little things.
DLC cosmetics or something.
Maybe,
Yeah.
if that. Collector's editions are weird now. They're few and far between. Final Fantasy VII Remake was a really weird one.
Yeah, it was.
It was like, what do you call it? It wasn't like its own packaging.
Yeah.
What do they call it? It's like a soft pack or something like that.
Lenticular? Is that like the see-through? What are you
No,
talking
it
about?
was so...
Lenticular, Jesus Christ.
No, so it came in a big outer box, like a shipper box. Just a normal cardboard shipper box. And then inside that was the shipper box for the Play Arts Kai, and then the limited edition that you could have bought by itself.
It was like a detached garage.
See, so
Kinda, yeah.
one of my Fallout 76s was like that. It came with like the build it was a GameStop exclusive, and it came with like the build Pet Boy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, the game's not skewed to that. Like I'm sure they're collectors and you can buy separate or whatever.
No.
No, it's yeah.
The only way to... So, like, the limited... It's up there. It's that little black one in the middle.
Okay,
That's the normal limited edition. That's what came with it. The only thing that
So
made
could
it
you
a
buy that
collector's
separately?
edition... Yeah, you can buy that separately.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah.
The only thing that made the collector's edition... The first soldier was the motorcycle with
Gotcha.
the figure, and that's the only way to get that. You can't buy that individually.
Right.
But they packaged it like they would sell it individually at some point. It wasn't packaged like a collector's edition for the game.
Okay, so that's what I
was
was saying.
weird.
That's how that
Yeah,
Fallout
that is
was also, because you could buy the Pit Boy by itself, and you could buy the Continental Edition of Fallout by itself. See, like that's a
See, if
weird
you're
thing
like a
too.
real
But you
stickler.
could buy the Pit Boy by itself. That was
Right.
the thing.
You couldn't buy the
No,
statue by
you
itself,
can't buy the
figure.
statue by
Yeah.
itself
Yeah, that's
at
interesting.
all.
That's interesting.
Sometimes they'll do that, and it's the same SKU, and sometimes it's a not for resale.
Right.
So like, it's really.
I'm pretty
weird.
sure it's the same SKU.
I think this one is the same SKU for Final
If
Fantasy.
it's packaged separately,
Oh,
I bet it is. Yeah.
I don't. There's a term for it, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's like soft packaging or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's very
They're like individually packaged.
kind of
That's the way to describe it, like a detached
It's
garage.
like bundled,
Bundle. There you go.
Ooh, yeah.
but collector's editions now are hard for me to get into.
Well, that's the thing.
Extremely hard.
It's a gamble. Because you take, all right, I didn't get the Witcher 3 Collector's Edition. I should have day one, because damn, that would have saved me
Yeah.
some fucking dough.
Yeah.
But then, I know one, Brian, I know you got this one on your list too. Another Marvel game. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Bought that Collector's Edition. Brian, you want to talk about that one for a
I think
minute?
it was pretty cool, I will say.
Well, that's the thing.
Wow.
Cheap, though.
So like the back of the box, you're like, damn, these statues are awesome. It comes with light up Infinity Stones. When you actually look at the product and open it up, they look like those plastic Easter eggs you buy at Walmart. Like the stones are
Oh yeah.
horrible.
Oh yeah. I
The
remember
statues aren't
that.
bad.
Make
I mean,
sure
they're
you check out our video on TikTok. We'll put that on there so you can look and see how bad this is.
Yeah.
You're gonna make him dig it out.
I got mine out for this.
I've got I've got mine out now. But yeah, it doesn't display because it looks like ass. But yeah, the game, that's a weird one where it's combo where I didn't love the game because I adore that series. And Infinite's got some issues, but it's not about that. But that's an instance where I didn't enjoy the game and the actual items in the collector's edition sucked also. Like usually I can be like, okay, I'll give this game some slack if like one or the other pass. Like the Avengers game's not great, but at least it's a decent collector's edition.
Right.
This is an instance where the game and the collector's edition both suck.
That's the gamble you play with these collector's editions though, because
I mean, all you can really see is a picture of them. I mean, that's the gamble
Yeah.
you play with buying games in general.
Another
yeah.
good
You don't know
one.
how they are until they come out.
Another good one. Do you remember the Fallout 76 again? Wow.
Oh my god.
The bag. Do you remember that fiasco?
The bag?
So it came with like a military grade canvas bag, and then people got them in their hands, and it
Was
was
it
like this-
nylon?
yeah. And you know what's even more crazy? The helmet that it came with had like cesspit poisoning or some kind of shit in the lining.
It wasn't
Yeah.
sealed properly, so if it got like deteriorated, it grew like a mold and you could get sick and die from it.
That's amazing.
So like that whole
Absolutely incredible.
game.
So yeah, collector's editions really are a gamble. It might fucking kill you.
No, I think that's the interesting one though. It's like, you know, there's some collector's editions in the past where it's like totally worth my purchase. Like I bought the BioShock 10th anniversary, which that one's kind of like
That
you're
thing's
gonna pay
rad.
that much for a game that's been out for 10 years, but like statue lights up, it's motorized, there's sound, happy purchase. I don't care if it was $500. That's a great purchase for me. Like I love that. Then you get burnt, and it's like, damn, you have to really make the decision. Like, I'm gonna roll the dice again because this could absolutely suck. And with collector's editions, it's a bigger gamble than normal games. Like normal game, you know, now $70. Like that's a chunk of change.
Well,
but $200.
it's
like,
and I think Nintendo is moving more towards this, but it's easier to eat a limited or collector's edition when they're under $100.
mhm.
So anything that really goes over that, I'm just like, ah. So what was it? I got that Trails of Zero recently, and then the next one coming out before I forget the name because I can't remember what it is. It's the Azure, I think. Riviere. I was totally off. The next one coming out is Trails of Riviere. Names are crazy. But that game was, I think, what does this say? It was $100 PS5.
Yeah.
And
It's a safe purchase.
I'd say it's $30 more than a PS5 game.
Well, I don't know what they're retailing PS5 game for now. So, like, on the same hand, the remastered version of Ys 9 just got announced for PS5. And the only way they're re-releasing that on at least their website is the collector's edition. And Ys 8 for PS5 just came out, and it's $40 PS5 new.
That's cool.
$40.
It's a great
I'm
deal.
gonna snag that.
For probably one of the
Yeah.
best Ys games in the series. And I think the collector's edition was 80 or 90.
Insanely good deal.
All day.
No, it was 100. It was 100.
Still a
Even
great deal,
then.
yeah.
It was 100. Which is funny because I already owned the collector's edition on PS4, but I wanted the PS5 copy. And I said, oh no, the only way to get the PS5 copy is to buy the collector's edition that I already own. Little do I know I can go to GameStop and just get the copy, and I could have swapped it out. But yeah, because it's the same stuff inside of it. So now I have this thing stuck down here. I'm probably going to have to go to a local store and
Yeah.
sell. But
I actually have a couple on my list, kind of similar situation. Not quite as egregious as like a collector's edition.
actually, you know what? Y'all buy this game on PS5 for $40. I'll just sell that to you for like for a couple. I don't know. You have collector's edition ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
See, that's I actually was going to use that as an example. I was going to steal your thunder or whatever.
Rebuying
but-
games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's times where I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. And then there's times where I'm like, well, I want both on my shelf. But the one that comes in my mind is I got my PS3 late. I just never got around to getting one. I ended up picking it up. I got like the exclusives, Killzone, Metal Gear. And I was like, well, Last of Us, everyone's talking about that. Like, let me grab that. Played it, loved it. And then like literally a year or two after I played it, the remaster was out. And I was like, oh, I'll get it on PS4. Like, okay. And then now there's a remake of the remaster. Like, I'm probably going to buy it because I love that game. But to me, it's like,
They
I need
can't. They
3
can't. Can you
copies?
guys hear my eyes rolling into the back of my head?
I know it's like a weird thing where it's like, yeah, it's kind of a waste of money. Like I've played this game, 4 or 5 times now at this point. It's like, do I want to play it again I like having the most superior version. So to me, it's not a waste. And technically it's a different game with different box art. It's a different SKU.
It's almost like where do you draw the line, though?
But exactly,
Like,
it plays the same. They didn't update the physics. They didn't update the combat. It's literally just a reskin.
Like you're
Wait,
not gonna...
the remake or the remaster?
Both. It plays the same. It just looks pretty.
So the remake is the exact same thing
They
as
said
the
they built
remaster?
technically they built assets from the ground up, but like they didn't change any of the physics or anything. Like it still plays like clunky combat from Naughty Dog.
Here's what I want to know.
Call you out.
Why are they remaking The Last of Us as a full-blown remake when we're begging for Jack and Daxter?
Seriously.
What are you doing? Anyways.
No, you're not wrong.
Where are you?
Not to get off topic, but like sincerely, the last console generation was like the generation of remakes and remasters. And I just hope that this console generation is not. I hope not.
It's still going hard.
Every game announced next year's a remake. Like
literally, dude. Like they're not stopping because it's. You have to think like we're in the age of hardcore nostalgia now. So like everything from PS3 onward, I suppose. It's probably on a digital store somewhere.
Right.
So you don't really need to remaster or remake anything. I mean, kids growing up now are growing up on the Switch, and like that's going to be readily available for a very long time. Then again, it is Nintendo. But like everything that they're remastering or remake was like PS1, PS2, like OG Xbox era. Oh, especially the full-blown like 2D to 3D remakes are completely a whole different story.
Right.
And I think that there's some things that I like Trails of Mana we got for the first time in North America, or Live Alive we got for the first time and it was a remake, so it's kind of broadening the audience in that aspect. But like, I'm sorry, why are we remaking Last of Us?
There's a way to do it, and there's a way just to like be a cash grabbing.
It's what it is. It's a cash grab.
Like you're saying, like those are totally justified because we never got them, and I feel like even the Witcher remake they just announced, like pretty justified. Like, yeah, you can still play it, but
people have been begging for that one.
It needed it.
But to have like Last of Us, a remake of a remaster, like
the remaster already looked good.
it looks great and it plays great. It runs at 60 frames, like it looks beautiful. And then it's literally a remake of a remaster. And then they did the same thing with Uncharted. They have the original Uncharted games on PS3. Then they had the Uncharted 4 PS4 versions, and then they have the 5 ones.
I will say, I'll give them some credit. The Legacy has everything.
Yeah.
It's all of them. Yeah. So it's like a compilation remaster.
Right. That's how Uncharted Collection was on PS4 minus the spin-off game. And then obviously 4.
They didn't have 4 on the collection, right?
No, they didn't. It wasn't out yet.
So this is all 5 of them.
Yeah, so that's cool. It's a nice bundle. But at the same time, it's like, damn, do I want to buy Uncharted for, the third or fourth time? Like, I'm going to because I'm an idiot, but I like having the most modern, updated way to play it, but...
How many times do you got to buy Skyrim until you feel like you wasted your money?
That's...
How many more times?
Coming from a guy with, 6 copies of Elder Scrolls Online.
Because, we're going to be buying... Skyrim's going to come out on new gen.
Talk about Skyrim, boys.
Yes.
That's a good point, too.
But they keep making that, but they won't give us a fucking Morrowind remaster.
All right,
come on.
Look, I will say, as far as Skyrim goes, I got it on the Switch, and I bought the VR version, which now is Nate's, and that was it. Now Now I kind of wish I bought it on PS4 because the Switch isn't graphically great, but then again, Skyrim is not graphically great anyways.
I have exclusive content on Switch though.
Then they just released a new version that has fishing.
Was it the?
I have to buy it.
Was it the Zelda stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to buy this new release. It's got
too.
fishing.
For what?
They added fishing.
To what?
Skyrim.
On what?
The newest version or whatever. They had a 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that isn't actually physical?
Yeah.
It's physical.
Oh, it is now? Are you sure?
Yes.
I think there is.
Because we discussed this multiple times and I can't remember.
Either way, I have to get it.
There's a way to make it. Todd made it that way, so I'm sure it's physical too.
All right, now look, them adding fishing is a legitimate reason to buy this game again.
It's just a fan mod they put on the disc, though. Let's not. They didn't.
It's a fan mod.
So they have their community creation, which some of them they end up putting money into and kind of promoting. And
hold on? Can I get this fan mod on PC with no charge?
Yes,
probably.
Okay,
I don't even know for sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and say yes because
forget it.
I'm going to interrupt you, though. The magic word for me as a collector is fishing, so, I have to get it. You don't understand.
The magic word for me is physical, so...
I don't know if that's physical, actually. Now I'm, questioning.
I don't think it is.
I thought it had, a gold banner.
Because people were crying about it.
I remember it released digitally.
No, people were crying about Witcher. That's what they were crying about. They didn't know if the Witcher... Remember? Because they finally put out a poster for Witcher 3... The upgrade for the new gen.
Yeah.
And it didn't specify it was digital or physical.
Right. They don't know yet.
We don't know.
Jesus. It's never going to come out.
Because they made the poster with actual packaging looking like it was going to come out for PS5 and Series X
Nice.
instead of just a free upgrade.
There's another one. I'll buy it again. I've got 2
Anniversary
copies of it.
edition, right? That's what
Yeah,
it's called.
yeah.
It's physical.
Nice.
Okay.
I think it launched digitally though, and then they
Yeah, it was like
2
a
weeks
month
later.
or two
Yeah,
later they came
Okay.
out physical. It's like gold dragon logo of, the second worst Elder Scrolls game.
Oblivion?
Fighting words. I will flip this table.
I mean, Oblivion or Two Worlds. Pick.
Oh god, what am I picking? Like what?
You can only have one.
Oh my god, I don't want to live in that world.
My life is in
It's
shambles.
my 2 favorite games ever. Like, come on, no. But that's the thing. We keep getting new versions of Skyrim, which everyone in the world and their moms and grandmas have played. But like, there's games like Oblivion, like Morrowind, where I feel like it'd be pretty cheap to kind of just put a new coat of paint on that people like. Those games deserve.
I think they'd have to completely rebuild assets for those.
Right.
They don't want to spend the money to do that.
Fans do it for them. Like, there's Sky Oblivion.
that's the thing. It depends on the series for me personally, because like I'm the kind of guy that will go out and buy the PS5 and the Series X, and then the first thing I'm playing on is Doom. So yeah,
I'm trying to like peep my PS5 games over here to see if I've rebought anything.
I haven't
Yeah,
yet.
so kind of touching on that subject though, there's games I've bought,
Mortal Kombat.
didn't get around to, and then like a better version came out. So like the one that really
Yep.
comes to mind for me is Witcher 3.
That's consistent.
I got that at midnight launch. It's like, oh, I love it. And I was like, I want to take my time. I'm gonna like wait till I have time to play this game. Well, I set my damn shelf for years. Game of the Year came out. Bought that new. It was like cool. I got it on sale, so it wasn't like day one. But now I'm waiting for this next gen upgrade. If
That's the other game I've been begging you to play, but I get it.
I'm waiting for this next gen one, but then
know.
they, Project Red going to Project Red, and now it's like they're promising this year, so it might be
December 31st.
right.
Look, Witcher is one of those things that I don't give a fuck. I will buy it,
Right.
but
don't
I
feel like
don't trust them.
I don't feel like I wasted money, but it's like I'm falling for a trap. I have 2 sealed. I'm not a sealed guy at all. I get rid of my sealed games when I realize they're sealed after a certain point. I've got both these Witchers sitting on my shelf shield right now, and I'm like, I'm waiting. I got to figure out if this next gen version is going to be physical or if it's going to be digital.
I mean, that's the kind of game where, like, for guys like you, you're buying multiple copies of Doom, not caring, or buying multiple copies of Elder Scrolls and not caring. Like me, I'm buying multiple copies of Witcher. I don't care. I
Yeah,
have it
I
on
think
every
it's cool.
single thing
which is awesome.
ever.
Are you doing every SKU on every console?
I don't have the complete edition for PS4 because I have the normal one and then I have the limited edition for the expansions.
And see, that's a whole.
So I don't feel like I need to buy the complete edition for
That makes
PS4, but I
sense.
have it for Xbox One and Switch.
See, I'm that asshole that needs every SKU for every console. Like, I'm part of the problem. Why they keep doing this?
Now, in
Not
my
for every
defense,
series.
the only reason I bought The Witcher on Xbox One
Series
is
X
because it was a
upgrade.
Series X
that's
upgrade,
what I
which
was
I
gonna bring up.
I never got around to playing it.
Because you heard they're doing a Series X.
Well, no, that was before.
Okay.
Xbox One X.
That was
yeah.
before. I said, "Oh, cool! I can play all of these on the Xbox One X upgrade." I just never got around to it, and the next thing you know, they're like, "Hey, the new console's coming out. We're gonna do an next-gen upgrade for free, and it's probably not gonna be free anymore." But I don't care. I'll still buy it.
Yeah,
Like I don't care. Just give it to me.
I should just play it on PC and stop complaining. But that's the cool. At least with that game, for like an achievement hunter like me and Brian, like they're actually separate lists, so like not a total waste of money.
I will say your PC might not be able to handle it.
Mine can handle it.
Are you sure?
It runs DOS games. I think we got this.
I think my
You handle
actual,
Witcher 1
I checked my specs. It's good on Witcher 3.
on max settings.
Yeah. It'd be
Huh. Okay.
I'm not using. I don't play with mods or anything in anything, so I'll be
Huh.
not using like.
I'd be interested to see how that ran.
Y'all speaking French.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got to delete some shit 'cause I got like fucking 256 megabytes left on my hard drive. So. But
know
yeah,
it.
it's an interesting topic when they like put out better versions of games. Like I got a couple on my list where it's like I could technically say it's a waste of money. Now, if I feel like if I put time into it, like I bought Destiny day one, played the shit out of it. They came out with one with all the DLC on it, like a Game of the Year edition. I don't consider that a waste because I put the hours into it. Witcher 3, I've never even opened any of them, so it's like, did I waste my money? Because I could have just waited to get a used copy for $10 or something, you know?
You just set off an alarm, actually. So Destiny's a good example of a game. Destiny 2 particularly, bought 2 collection editions, one for me and one for my girlfriend. And now it's a free-to-play game. So there's some people out there that's like, they don't care about collecting the game. Like, obviously, I want the physical copy on my shelf, and I've got the collector's edition Destiny 2, I've got the expansion one, and now you can literally just go download it because it's free to play. In Fortnite, it's the same way, but like the disc is semi-collectible. So to me, it's not a waste of money.
I mean, that's a whole different category in of itself. Like, you're
Right.
not going to go out there and buy Fortnite physical for $80 on PS4
No.
unless you know exactly why you're buying it
I paid-
for.
my
That
funny
person is not going to think it's not worth it.
I have a really
so.
funny story about that. Actually, it's on topic with this. So, like, I was out of state at the time and stopped in the game store, and they had the Xbox One version just sitting on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is expensive. Like, it's $3." So I said, "Okay, like hell yeah! Like, I'm grabbing this." Take it to the counter. Literally, the only thing I'm buying. This guy's like, "Why are you buying this, bro? It's free. You can just go install it." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I guess I'm just an idiot, huh?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, I got
Little
mine,
did he know.
I got mine at half price books for like $15.
I will say the price has gone down on the Xbox version,
like
but
$60
it's still
still.
like
Still not cheap.
$60
Yeah.
over downloading it for free. Like,
Yeah.
what you mean?
Yeah, I'll take it for $3.
I'm trying to think of other examples of things I feel like I wasted my money on. That's not just like, oh, the game was bad.
See, for me, Destiny 2, because the collector's edition's not that great. It's got a big gaudy package, so I guess that looks cool on a shelf, but
I have like
it's not a great collector's edition.
kind of went through my whole collection and made categories for this topic. And like you have your ones that are just like stupid. Then you have your ones where you're probably the only person in the world that bought this game day one and you feel like an absolute idiot.
Which game?
So I almost said this for my most egregious one. I'm a big Saints Row fan. I'm a big fan of the whole series. They announced a spinoff, kind of, called Agents of Mayhem. No one probably knows what the fuck this game even is.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like a month after that game came out, it was like $4 new.
I got mine for $8
Yeah.
at Best Buy.
I don't pre-order. Like I said, I learned my lesson by Xbox One, PS4 about pre-ordering. But I pre-ordered the games. I wanted to support the developer. Like me and Brian have actually been on a road trip. Like happened to stumble by Violations headquarters. I'm like, so cool as a fan. Like, okay, let's stop by here. And like,
Is that in Philadelphia?
no, it's in Champaign, Illinois. And like we were driving through to go somewhere, and I just happened to see it and was like, whoa, dude! Like I love this studio. Cool. So like,
Y'all should have went in for a tour.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that guy.
Should have.
Yeah, so I want to support the studio. I knew it wasn't gonna be like some mega hit, but they put some time into it. And it looked up my alley. It looked like Saints Row meets like G.I. Joe 80s cartoon morning. So I was like, this will be fun. Thought I'd be able to play it online. No, game's not great. It's not a terrible game, but it's not even. You know what's worse when something gives you no reaction at all. Like we were talking about Two Worlds. Two Worlds is so bad it's good. Whatever. There's some games that are so great they make you weep. And there's just the stuff in the middle. You're like, this isn't even good or bad. This is just garbage. And I just spent $60 on it when I could have got it, waited 30 days and got it for $4 new. So
Mediocrity is the ultimate crime.
I think you're gonna bring something up. I don't want to cut you off.
I was going to bring up, just because go ahead, I'll come back.
Okay. I was gonna
Got my
ask.
blood boiling.
I was gonna ask the question. So we've been on this discussion about pre-ordering things new and then the price dropping, and being disappointed that you could have waited. Now, with games that are out of print and old, if you buy them at a higher price point that you think is fair, and then next thing you know, 2 months go by and they've dropped by 50%, do you feel like that first purchase was wasted?
I personally don't know if it's low print because it's kind of like the collectors when we talked about collector's editions that we talked about earlier, where it's a gamble.
Because I'm trying to think if there's anything that I regret not waiting for. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think I've said this before, and with what I collect specifically, if I don't buy it when I see it, I'm probably not going to get it again.
yeah, you're in a unique spot where you're gonna probably be okay if you just
So
snag it.
the only thing, Albert Odyssey was the one where I have only seen it one time. It got snatched out from under me from another dude that wanted to pull. I'm the shift manager, and I should get it, even though I didn't see it first. Fuck you, you know who you are.
The Mike's heart's kicking in.
No, man, we on the Smirnoff Ice. On that shitty shit. Make my tummy hurt. Anyways, Nate's over there dying. But that was, I don't know, 5, 6, actually a really long time. We're talking like late 2000s, I think. Maybe early 2010s, 2010, 2011, something like that. So like over 10 years ago. And finally, I don't usually buy anything online, especially with Sega CD and Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
I can't trust it online for the most part because I can't see it. So I will wait. Ended up finding one with Nate when we went on a little trip. Did we know about it when we went down there?
Yeah, we saw pictures of like a huge haul and it was in there. So I was like, let's go take a look.
Okay, yeah, it was only like an hour away. It wasn't very far. We went down there. They had a $400 price tag on it. That's the price that it was at the time, like internet price. And I said, I'm buying this. And they're like, you gotta be crazy. I was like, no, it was clean, super immaculate. Disc is beautiful.
Nice.
Registration cards in it and everything. So like, I was like, give me that. This is the only other time I've ever seen it in person. Like, I'm buying it, and now it's like $300. So it's taken quite a big hit and compare. Like, that's 25%.
Yeah, but my thing's like, you're guaranteed your clean ass copy with the registration card. Like, I don't feel like it's a waste.
Right, but this is an
I'll
example
pay more
of
for
like
the guarantee.
that's the most I have ever
Yeah.
spent on a game. Period.
Yeah.
The most I've ever spent on one, collector's editions included. The next closest one I've spent that much money on was probably the Final Fantasy 15 or 7 remake collector's edition, and that was new, so they don't count. But like, I don't spend a lot of money on games because I find good deals. But that was the most I've ever spent.
Yeah.
And
Do
like
you regret
sometimes
it,
I
though?
think about it, and I'm like, man, that was a lot of money. But like you said, I now have a copy that I know for a fact is super clean. I'm happy with it. So no. And then we got to drive down there and hang out and look at other stuff, so I don't really regret spending that much money. I had it at the time. It wasn't like I was strapped for cash. And I regret being like, oh man, shouldn't have bought that game, should have paid my rent. That's not how it was at all. So those are interesting too, where it's like, I know there's a couple things where I might have bought and I said, oh, if I waited a week, I could have got a better deal.
Even if, though, I'm sure you're in the spot where you've won more than you lost. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so even if you have like
Oh, yeah.
like $100 total in your collection, I'm sure you've come out ahead, you know?
Yeah, but that's
Especially because
also
we've been doing this for so damn
a
long.
game that
Right.
has potential to go up again too.
Maybe.
That genre does its thing.
I mean, it is working design, so
Yeah, I don't feel like that's a bad purchase. It's like, it's not like the Avengers collection where it's going to just collect dust and people are going to laugh at you. Or I have even more embarrassing examples to share later, but that's a game that everyone wants if you're a collector.
Well, and that's what I say. Like, is the criteria the same for older games?
It's an interesting one.
I don't think it is.
It's almost like a different conversation because it's just purely financial at that point, you know?
Because like at this point, when you're pre-ordering something for that price, you know you are guaranteed to get it.
Yep.
Well, that's the whole thing. The reason that game got that expensive is because it's not like you look 10 years for one and you were actively looking for one. Like that game doesn't pop up a lot. Now, if you spend $500 on Super Mario 3, you're a fucking idiot because everyone, their moms and their brothers had one. That's the thing with older games. It's like you got to kind of equate availability, condition.
Right. And there's some things I've been thinking of, like Pokemon Yellow.
That
thing just jumps up and down so drastically.
Every other month, it's like spiking or dropping, and it's insanity.
Like-
But, like that's one though where it's got the Pokemon mascot on it, and the game's so common though. Like,
Yeah, I need to put that on the shelf. The Pikachu's.
like
No.
I bought mine. It was like, this is before the huge spike in prices, but like I bought my Pokemon Yellow complete for $50, and it had like partial seal. Like it had
Oh, mine was sealed and I ripped it open because I thought it was a store seal.
right, which is just,
I was like, whatever, $40. Which, like, at the time,
Yeah.
like, I
No big
don't know
deal.
when you bought yours. Mine was it was right before I met you, so maybe like 7 years ago.
same time frame.
Ish.
when I bought
Okay,
mine,
at that
yeah.
time, like that was the right price because I think
Right.
the cart was going for like $10.
Yeah,
So $40-$50 was like, oh, that's pretty reasonable price for a Game Boy Color game in a box. Not
It's
anymore, I guess,
bizarre.
but whatever.
but that Pokemon's kind of a weird one in general, where it's having like a resurgence, which I don't even call it because it never really died, but like there's a lot more eyes on Pokemon than normal right
Do you
now.
know if the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow is on the digital store on the Switch?
They were on digital for
3DS,
I
not
know,
Switch.
but were they
I
on
don't think they're
Switch?
I don't think it's on Switch, no.
I want to say Red and Blue are, but
I don't
I'll
think
check
so.
really quick.
I know it was on 3DS. I don't think it's on Switch.
That was the one people were screaming about getting before the 3DS went down, but I don't know if the Switch has it.
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't. If my best guess is they probably don't because they have Let's Go.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is a remake, yep.
So,
I'm
which
telling
I
you.
like Let's Go. I
You
think
can-
it's geared
you
towards
can buy
kids.
it on Nintendo.com for $9.99 for 3DS, but not Switch.
Okay, so the only way to play it now once that thing shuts down is an actual cart.
Of the time, once this gets released, yeah.
Or, I mean, I guess a repro or whatever. I mean, we still got a couple months.
Yeah.
But it's interesting now that I think
Nintendo doesn't
about it.
preserve shit, so like probably want to snag that if you want to snag it.
Hey, this leads perfectly to my conversation. Speaking of Nintendo and wasting money, do you guys remember the Mario collector thing they did for Switch?
The Labo?
was it 3D All Stars?
Oh no,
Mario. Yeah,
Is yours still sealed on your shelf too?
yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking
the
about? It has sunshine.
exclusive for only 2 weeks and
Yep.
physical, and then we're gonna pull it off
Yep.
of everything.
And guess what? Every Target in this area still has them in their area. They're not limited. Like Nintendo's fucking liars, bro. That's a game I waste my money on.
Now, see, I'm curious because that still kind of came out in the distribution problems of
Right.
COVID. So I'm wondering if they said that as saying like,
Precautionary.
yeah,
almost.
as a precautionary thing, saying, hey, if you guys don't get the copies, like, I'm sorry, but that's how it is, to cover their own ass when they're like, there's no more copies.
I think Nintendo's just marketing geniuses, and our dumbasses fall for it every time. That's what I think.
See, it's supposed to be a good package though, at least, and it wasn't full retail, right? It was cheaper than full
That's
retail.
the thing. Technically, you're playing games with neutered features, like you don't have the control of the Wiimote on Galaxy.
I mean, here's the
You're
problem,
paying
though.
for it again.
It doesn't matter what the game is. The
My dumbass still
idea
bought it.
is if they created a false narrative
Yeah.
Right.
to boost sales.
Yep.
Which
Nintendo would do that shit. I'm just gonna fucking say it.
like I love my Switch, but I don't usually buy stuff day one for it. But even
Very
though,
rarely I do too, yeah.
because even though it doesn't go down in price, it's like $5 after 6 years off with Nintendo. But
Yeah, Nintendo has that problem where you are never going to find anything for a good deal unless you buy it from some dude off of Facebook Marketplace at this point.
Every once in a
You
blue
never
moon,
have sales.
I usually buy my Switch games Black Friday every year because, like, perfect example, like Bayonetta 3 is out right now. I really want to play it.
Shit, I probably should buy some Switch games on
But
Black Friday.
I always
huh?
get them on Black Friday because, like, I got the Pokken, all the Wii U games that come out. Like, they're like, you know, $30-$40 on Black Friday. I literally just like,
God, still 30-40
I know.
bucks on Black Friday
Literally.
hurts.
and I'm like, whatever.
They'd
I'll
be
just
out here,
get
they'd
'em
be
now.
like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla constantly on
$19.
fucking
Yeah,
sale.
Right.
But that's the thing.
They're going to have Madden 23 on sale for Black Friday, and
Right.
it came out like a month ago.
Right.
I bought this Mario game too, Brian, because I was like, well, distribution's wild right now because this was like the hot moment of COVID where like,
Yeah, I remember people are screaming about finding this
couldn't
game.
wipe our asses.
Spotify's gonna flag us
You're
now
going to GameStop and buying dollar Madden
For what?
because you said the C word. Spotify's gonna flag us, bro.
What's the C word?
COVID.
I already said it.
the
Oh,
pandemic.
Do you know how
alright.
many times we've said it?
we're not gonna be on Spotify this time.
Yeah, but this was like, you know, when we were going in and buying copies of Madden to wipe our ass with because toilet paper was non-existent.
yeah.
Ah, yes.
So
Ah, yes.
I went ahead, I ended up, I was with Barry
That
actually.
was a fucking time, wasn't it?
I ended up
God.
stumbling at Target with Barry. I was like, oh my God, there's literally 300 of these Mario games here. And like people were like going crazy and overspending and putting them on eBay. And I was like, I'm just going to buy one because I'm here. It's $30. Like, I'm just going to do it now. I don't feel like that one's as big a greet. It's more just like a fuck you, you know? I wouldn't have bought it brand new unless they told us like it was limited.
Like, I respect it, Nintendo, like, their marketing geniuses, because, like you're saying, every release like, doesn't budge, and, like, you want to play it, you're going to pay for it.
Do you guys know of any retailer release Switch games that are low print at this point?
Best Buy does limited runs, right?
Only the...
Doesn't count.
No,
We're
she's talking about
talking
just,
just
like, standard retail. The only one I know of is the black-spined Darksiders, because they pulled them.
I haven't seen one of those since I got mine.
Yeah,
I got
they
one.
pulled
They're
them.
gone.
They have red spine ones now. Yeah, they pulled them.
I've seen the red spines. I haven't
Yep.
seen the blacks.
That's the only one I know of. And
You picked one up with me, right? And you
Yep.
got one?
Yep.
That's the only game I still have sealed on purpose.
I have another funny one, though. Do you remember the Cooking Mama fiasco?
Oh, Cookie Mama.
Guess what's
Oh,
on my list,
no.
guys?
Say, I've got Cooking Mama. That's a waste,
Oh,
because now I
no.
see it everywhere.
Yeah, I bought that one new. I didn't spend full price on it. It was on sale, thankfully.
What was the story with that again? It was
So
like...
people were accusing it of
That was fan made, right? Or not like fan made, but like community driven.
like internet.
It was like some kind of cryptocurrency shit with like
They were
the...
mining
Okay,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah, using it to mine. Yeah.
You're dating mining with Cookie Mama?
So-
Get the fuck out of here.
It's just still when that kind of stuff, crypto and stuff, was like really catching on, and they were
Oh my
people
God.
were on the internet were saying they're gonna pull this game because it's like fucking shit up. I'm not a technical guy with any of this, but they're
No,
using it to data
okay, if
mine.
I remember
It had
correctly,
like files in it or something.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, the game would data mine for another source while
Something
you
like that.
played it.
Something
So
like
you didn't
that.
have control over the data mining.
Right.
It used you as a data mine.
Yeah, that sounds more accurate.
Okay.
So
I don't know if that
panicked.
was true.
It wasn't.
Okay.
I went ahead and bought because people were talking about like snatch. Sales were spiked on eBay.
Bro, I remember you getting all excited about it.
So
too,
I
yeah.
at Target, I was like, Cooking Mama. So I bought it for it's one of my few Switch games I bought. But now it's like on other consoles, and they did have some type of patch for it to like whatever exploit people were using to data mine with it. You can't do it anymore. So don't go out and buy it because it's super cheap now. It's like $15, I think.
God, now that I look at that Darksiders, it looks like shit.
And it's supposed to be a horrible game on top of that, so...
Darksiders looks like shit on the shelf.
It's cool, though, because it's a unique, weird thing, and that's...
God, it's so bad.
I like collecting weird shit like that. But even like the Switch spines and themselves, like I get how it's supposed to be uniform,
They're
red
boring.
label. Bro, they are so boring.
At least they're uniform.
They're so bright in this
But
collection.
honestly, like they're kind of not because like the logo placement and stuff's weird on them. It's not 100% uniform. If you're gonna go uniform, be 100%. Like,
dude, name me one console that has uniformity across every single title.
Yeah.
One.
I mean,
Because look, you got PS4 down here with white
there's not a
lines,
lot.
and then you have them with no white lines. You got the 360
there's two
bullshit
different
up
color
here.
logo,
Don't
logos
talk
on the
about
Xbox.
Xbox,
Yeah.
What's the
Xbox
short
One's the
Xbox?
worst.
There's a short one that's not
Yeah,
the big
yep.
wide.
And then
There's a short one.
Then there's Street Fighter 4 Turbo that just says Xbox and not Xbox 360, even though the one wasn't even out yet.
Then there's like Hitman for Xbox Series X has like it's super skinny,
Yep.
almost like a like
Man, get out of here.
yeah.
Yep.
It's Xbox is the biggest offender because
You know
It's
what?
PS5.
You know what? DS is actually pretty consistent.
what's the Xbox
Yeah.
game right in front right there, Barry? Your first one is it Oblivion?
Where?
Which you're on the right.
Xbox One cases. First one on the
Xbox
left.
One?
Top, yeah, but above
Oblivion?
PS2. Look out, it says Xbox.
Well, yeah, because it's just same
'Cause
with
it's a
Red Dead.
360
It's
yeah,
just a
360 game and an Xbox One case, yeah.
Oh God.
But we have to differentiate Xbox and Xbox One.
Who
You know,
are-
and let's not even talk about motherfucking PS3.
Yep.
yeah.
You want to look at black, blue, yellow, or red? Which one? Because like I got them all.
Honestly, like PS5 so far. So far. It's still early.
It's gonna be just the white with the black PlayStation
They start
logo
doing
here
greatest
soon.
hits.
Give them time.
I don't think they will. They
Right.
never did it. I mean, well, they kind
got
of did
red.
it with PlayStation.
They got red.
Man,
cases.
I'll tell you what. If PlayStation goes red for their stupid greatest hits one more time, I'm gonna scream.
Go back to green.
Yeah, that'd be
No,
that'd be cool.
just don't have them.
Nasty ass lime green. I don't care. Worst offender is still those yellow Game Cubes. Those things are
Ugh.
Player's Choice GameCube. Ooh, it's wild looking. It's
What
just
are
so
the player's
stark.
choice on Wii? Are they denoted on the spines as different?
I don't know. I know they have,
Because
like, a
when
ribbon on
when
the
you pull
front.
them off the shelf and you flip it open, it's got the red
Yep.
frame around it. I don't think the spine's any
I
different.
think you're right.
Because I get bamboozled constantly.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't want that player's choice
you're
shit,
right.
and I throw it back.
Damn, Wii's the OCD hero.
Look, Wii, DS, 3DS is pretty consistent too. I don't see any weird ones. Unless it's a new 3DS, whatever.
Technically a different console.
That might be about it
Yeah, interesting. Off topic, but interesting.
that I can see.
But yeah, let's get kind of back on topic. It is interesting. Hey, it's a collecting podcast. Deal with it. For me, another one that comes to mind, and again, it seems to be only happening in this generation. Servers closing for games. Like, yeah, there's some you just lose futures on, but then look at Overwatch. Like, and they still sell this shit at Walmart. Like,
That's what
someone's gonna-
happens when everything's live service now.
Exactly. Like, and even think about this. Let's go back a generation. Like Xbox 360. Do you remember how unplayable Fallout New Vegas was day one? What are they going to do when like the servers are down for it and you can't download the patch?
It's because it's
unplayable.
fan made on PC.
Yeah.
The game I just bought, Modern Warfare 2, you see that? The PS5 Xbox One disc is 70 meg. There's a 150 gig download you have to do to be able to play it.
It's 90 gig, but yeah, I noticed that
What
when I was
happens
installing it.
when...
It's just 90 megs for the licensing to check
Right,
if you
literally.
can even download it.
What are you supposed to do when the servers go down eventually?
Never gonna have it. They're gonna turn into dead MMOs at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be gone. You're never gonna be able to play them again. It's just so hard. It's so hard for me to invest in these new games because of that. Because like think 20 years down the road, I can't slap a cartridge in and have it on a board like I can
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
Frustrating. Like, you used Overwatch, for example, and I bought the collector's edition of Overwatch. Like, at least that came with a statue and a big case art book.
Man, that statue was sick.
You're SOL, bro. You just
Yep.
bought the disc. Like, it's dead weight.
I've seen a meme where someone's using their disc as a pizza cutter. I found a use for Overwatch.
I mean, they act like it's shocking. Look, we got discs of Final Fantasy 11 out here.
I had
and
that one on my list, too.
EverQuest 2 and Mag. Like,
Yeah.
we've been there.
Yeah,
We've been there.
that's true. I forgot. Yeah,
Defiance.
Mag's completely unplayable.
Mag, yep.
I bought it because it's an exclusive, awesome game, but it's all memories. at this
Fantasy
point.
Star Online, bro.
Yep.
You want to go even further back?
Yeah.
See, like those are at least online based games, but
At least those consoles are dead, though. Like,
I'm more thinking in the thought of like down the road, like Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, I know it's on PC, so that'll probably be the only way to play it someday. Because
I mean, if your excuse is the console is dead, then you're never going to have a problem.
no, I said at least. Like, there's the egregious ones to me where it's like the console is still alive. Like Overwatch is a pretty big, egregious one to me.
Oh, so you're saying that they kill it before the console's
my whole thing, especially with Overwatch specifically.
Okay, I see.
It's Overwatch 2, but it's not really Overwatch 2.
It's Overwatch reskin.
Yeah, literally, because it's the achievement list
you have
and shit.
4 players instead of 6.
Yeah, even the achievement list, it's just updated. It's not even like a new SKU of a game.
Well, Blizzard gonna Blizzard, Brian.
For real.
Blizzard gonna Blizzard.
I miss the old Blizzard.
And that's how everything's moving. Is like everything is going live service. Assassin's Creed's gonna be going live service.
God.
It's because they know how much money they can make in the short term, and they don't care about the long term.
It's sad.
That's it. And then once they've made their stuff and they're done, they're just gonna move on to something else, and there's no consistency in terms of like holding on to these as far as like a
preservation standpoint.
Preservation, yeah. I was going to say conservation, but
I can't agree more, man. As a like physical collector, because I like to conserve the history, like it's a big fuck you to us, man.
Yeah,
all of us. That's why
they
we all
don't
collect
care.
physical.
They don't care anymore.
Yeah,
everything's going to a streaming service. They don't care. That's just how the world works now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why you see a lot of people going back. And they're not really investing so much into the new stuff because it's like, I pay $15 a month for, Game Pass or whatever. I pay $15 a month to play Final Fantasy 14 and like I get all the game I want and I can just not worry about buying anything else.
My list too. I had Final Fantasy, which one was it on 360, PS3?
11.
Yeah.
But it's still functioning.
Is it
on
really
PC?
On PC.
Oh, PC, okay.
Which we need to play that one too. I need to get back on the main one.
I don't see them shutting that down anytime soon.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So there was this off topic, but there was this Reddit thread where people are like, so if we're going by the titles, it went 11, it went 12, 13, and then 14. So we're going to have 15, 16, and then 17 is going to be an MMO. I said, well, you're high.
No, calm down.
I was like, y'all, they just created an entire new data center for the 7.0 launch because they're going to have so many people come in. I'm like, this is the peak.
We will still be playing 14.
I'm like, this is the peak of this game. They're not going to make a new MMO to compete with itself. That's cannibalism.
Biggest one in the world. Like
cannibalism. Yeah.
Took WoW over.
Especially with a WoW right now.
On topic, yeah. Okay.
So
I was going to say, WoW's been out for how many years? And it's like,
look, dude, I hate MMOs.
They can just keep updating it. It's not like it's a shelf-stable game.
They just keep updating it.
It's literally like we were talking about.
Like I played that. It just feels like a complete game. It feels like a real. And I hate MMOs. I'm like, this game's awesome.
And that's the thing I don't understand about some of these live service games like Destiny and like Overwatch is like, why are you making Destiny 2? Why are you making Overwatch 2? They are called expansions for a reason.
Yeah. It's frustrating, man.
Like, you have longevity. That's the thing is you have longevity and the problem is, and we're kind of experiencing this with Final Fantasy right now too, is like, we're on the main game, 1, 2, 3, 4th expansion. You can't play that 4th expansion until you get through everything to get to that point.
Yeah.
It's not like you can jump in and straight play it Endwalker. I mean, you can buy your way past it. That's what a lot of WoW players are doing is they don't want to worry about all the low level shit. They're just buying their way. They're buying the level upgrades so they can just get to the end game content and play it. And that's how you have a lot of bad players who don't know how their jobs work correctly, but okay. But like that's the problem now is like they're kind of forcing if they want new players, they need to make it a way to get easily accessed. And they just can't. I don't think that's how WoW works. I think WoW basically resets itself every expansion. So you can just jump in and everyone's like on the same playing field. You just have people who have more experience because they've been playing it for longer. But like as far as the story goes or whatnot, it's like reset almost like a season. Final Fantasy ain't like that. So like I can't see them just adding and adding and adding and then forcing you guys want new players, but you're making them start content that was 10 years ago and they can't get to the new content until they get through it. At some point it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
So there has to be a game mode built in to be like, okay, here is the next step where it's like, here's the first big chunk of the arc. Here's this next one. You can pick and choose which one you jump into. You don't have to make a new game though.
Final Fantasy handled it pretty gracefully though, with like it being free up to a certain point too. That helps a lot. Because if I was paying for it, the slow rate I'm playing it, I would never. You know what I'm saying? So like
that's why I told you to play the free version.
I need to finish this so I can like actually play with you again someday. But
you can get into the actual stuff that'll slap you.
I really like the story and stuff. So, anyways,
I'd love to play, guys, but I can't break my sealed PS4 copy.
Oh, you want to talk about
Sarcasm.
PS4 copies? You can go up there and look at the PS3 Collector's Edition.
Nice.
Ancient, bro.
It's awesome.
Ancient.
It's so cool that's been around that long, though.
Doesn't even work.
Yeah.
Servers down.
They shut it down for PS3.
So, like, I'm thankful for buying the Defiance Collector's Edition, which we've already talked about in this podcast, because I love that game. I love the Hellbug statue it came with. So, like, I don't feel like that's a total waste of money. And it's like, it's what you play with Fire and you play online only games, but it's super egregious when at least they put a new Defiance out. That's why that one died. Like, it's so lame that you can't. Like, remember going back and playing like the old Halos when the new ones are out, just to be like, oh, I want to check it out. Like, there's some fun to that.
Oh, something about
Can't even
going
do it
back
in
to
Overwatch.
Halo Combat Evolved on the PC. So good.
Yeah.
Is it still live?
So they have like the Master Chief Collection now. That's like,
No, I'm talking like Halo Combat Evolved.
The OG, no. But technically they have
So they shut that down, but you can only play that through the Master Chief.
yeah, but it's like 1-to-1, so it's.
But so technically,
that ain't the same.
I know what you mean, though.
we're not a news podcast, but recently there's outside people that are making like Xbox Live 1 2.0. So there's like a handful. There's like 10 games right now you can play.
16, sir.
16.
Steel Battalion's one of them. So let's
Wait, what are they?
They're bringing Xbox Live back, like the original.
Who?
It's called.
Fans.
I signed up for it. I'm on.
Fans? Okay.
It's a third-party company. I actually signed up for it because your name.
How is Microsoft allowing that?
I have no
They're
idea.
not losing any money off it, so I don't give a fuck.
Still, you
They're
feel
not
like
making
it's,
any money off of it
They
either.
pay them to like let them have access to the data or whatever they need
okay.
to do
it's
it.
crazy.
I can't find it.
But yeah, Halo's on that list.
I literally
Halo
signed
2.
up for it. Hold on.
Halo 2's on that
Steel
list.
Battalion's on there too?
Yes. There's
like-
teams
I
players
need a
on last
Steel
week.
Battalion to do that.
There's like actively 20 concurrent
Strap in,
players on
boys.
Steel Battalion.
I'm gonna need to jump on there though, seriously, because I was like, I want to play this online.
So you can play Steel Battalion online and not LAN anymore?
on an actual Xbox, like original Xbox. That's the cool thing.
Man, I gotta get an Xbox that don't eat the disc, but you know.
Yeah. What the hell is this thing called? Let's just Google it to be faster. But I did get my email the other day.
So I mean, that being said, though, what I was going to go with, maybe there is hope down the road for some of these games that are like, you know,
There's only as much hope as the fans can provide.
mhm.
That's the problem. It's like
Yep.
if your game does not have a big dedicated player base, especially after it dies, there's not going to be anything after
Right.
that.
Yep.
And
Or you
that's
don't
and
have
that's and
super
that's how
loyal
you
people.
see such improvements in games like Fallout New Vegas. That was
Mhm.
garbage when it first came out, but the only reason that game plays well now
It's
is
fun
because
now.
of fan mods.
Yep. It's actually a really fun game now. So it's one I don't regret purchasing. Purchasing at the time, sure.
It's on people's list as one of the greatest games
It's
of all
fun.
time consistently.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I don't agree with that,
Same.
but that's just my taste.
The third-party service is called Insignia that resurrected the original Xbox
Yeah.
Live services.
Insignia?
Yes.
That's not normal Insignia?
Counter-Strike also.
Oh, Xbox.
Oh,
Original Xbox.
no.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, God.
We're up to 20 titles now.
All right,
It's
look.
awesome.
What is it going to have to take for all of us to get super drunk and play Counter-Strike
Not much.
We had a goal.
and stream it?
We had a goal of doing it for like a LAN party, so like, we should totally get on there and
How many
I'm so
Negronis
down.
do I have to drink?
let's go.
I'm so down.
Maybe we'll get that campaign someday.
Whip out that Duke.
Do you know if that live service, does the original Xbox have achievements?
No.
That was 360 era?
Earth, yeah.
Cool.
Unfortunately, God, if it did.
Here's the thing, though, is we're never going to get to it, so
Oh,
pipe dream.
So yeah, I had a few other games I wasted money. I probably like the most embarrassing of this list. It took me a long time to learn my lesson about pre-ordering and stuff. And like this is the one as soon as we talked about what we wanted to do for this episode, I'm like, I have a really embarrassing example that I repeated multiple times. 360 PS3 era,
Okay.
EA,
Okay.
first mistake.
Hold on, let me think.
oh, you're not gonna get it. I know what he's talking about.
Take some guesses that you've done multiple times.
Yeah, you won't get this.
Is it a sports game?
No, that's on my list for later.
Hold on, let me guess. Hold on. 360. Did you get on 360?
Yeah.
Oh,
EA.
I'll be super impressed if you get this.
And you've
'cause
done this multiple times.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Twice.
Twice. Well, that's not very many
It's not a
multiple
yearly
times.
release. It is. You'll see.
Okay, hold on.
You gotta give her a hint without spoiling
Yeah,
it.
give me
It's a
one
shooter.
hint.
No, that's a dumb hint. So it's an iconic franchise that they brought back.
The EA brought back.
You'll
It's a
You
shooter?
probably forgot this series exists.
Hold on.
I mean, yeah, shooters aren't your cup of tea, to be clear.
Okay, hold on.
Military shooter.
It's not Medal of Honor, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right.
Yo, that one Medal of Honor was good, though.
Oh no, it wasn't. But
Yeah, it was.
It looked good.
The one that was Medal of Honor and it had the
Yes.
dude with the... I played that. It was good.
Okay.
The single player's fun. The
So-
multiplayer's fucking horrible.
Okay, we'll
Single
see. I
player's fun.
don't have friends back then, so...
I saw this E3 trailer for the Medal of Honor reboot. and it looked like what people were like, oh, this is going to be the greatest fucking game ever
Look
made.
badass.
Yeah, so I said pre-order, let's go. Got my hunt down Osama bin Laden mission for pre-ordering.
Oh my god. Those are the fucking days too, huh?
The highest review I ever saw for the game was a 4.0. I haven't actually not played it, but you could see that like the skeleton was there because the graphics were super impressive for the time. There was like a large lobby multiplayer.
Look, for the record, I like that game.
Yeah, the single player's fun.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out someday because I need to play
Single
for
player's
achievements. Then they announced 2. I was like, they'll fix the errors of their
I don't
ways.
remember that.
Pre-order mission to kill Osama bin Laden again.
What was it called?
Warfighter.
Warfighter.
It was
Yeah.
Warfighter.
Wow.
Warfighter.
There's
Yeah.
Ghost
Let
Recon
me see a
Defense.
picture of it.
Because I bought it 3 times.
I didn't play that one.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
No, I didn't play that one. I played the first one then.
Played that one.
The other game was badass, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
Me and
liked
Dice
it.
made it and stuff, so I was like, this is going to be awesome. It's like Battlefield.
It was good.
So I bought 2. Guess what, guys? I've never played every single one of them. They're still sealed on my shelf. Pretty embarrassing. In fact, it's so embarrassing that I have 2 copies of the first one. I have the limited edition and the normal one. I have the normal one, the steelbook, and the Project Honor edition of the second one.
Here's the thing, though, is like,
I never played them.
you also collect games.
I do.
Exactly.
It's unrealistic to expect that you're ever going to play any game
But
ever.
the fact that I pre-ordered it, I was so excited for it. And
Well,
then
maybe like you regret
never-
the price point, but you don't regret the purchase. I don't think. Like that
But
goes back to like, yeah, you don't regret.
I pre-ordered it, bro.
Like technically, yes, you wasted money on it, but you didn't waste like like here's a good one for me. Like,
I guess a better example.
good.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
So with Dark Souls 2 and 3,
Ugh,
pre-ordered
why are we
those,
talking about Dark Souls?
'cause I actually liked the first one. So I bought the first
Get out
one.
of here. Get on, get.
No, you're allowed to
Podcast
like
is
it. You're allowed
over.
to be a weirdo about it like everyone else is. So I bought the first one. Loved it. Pre-ordered 2. Never opened it. Pre-ordered 3. Never opened it. But then they all came out for like the next wave of console, like PS4, Xbox One. My stupid ass bought them again and still has not opened or played them. I've never played 2 or 3 still to this day. So like, why the hell did I pre-order those? And those were like the last games I probably pre-ordered. I've not bought a game. I pre-ordered a game in so long.
But I mean, again, they're on Xbox, so like we'll eventually play them for the achievements. Even if we don't ever play it, you're a collector and you have them, So like, yeah, I think a better example for like me personally is and I don't think it's a waste because I love the game. Like LA Noire, I have it on 360, I have it on One.
Man, that game was
I
good.
love it. Somehow I have a Switch copy, and I'm like looking at it on the shelf. I'm like, how the fuck did I get LA Noire on Switch? I don't remember this. And I was like thinking, digging through my memories, like 2 or 3 beers deep.
Accessing memory banks.
GameStop Black Friday, it was $12.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I would have picked it up.
It's still, I mean, it's like a curiosity, right? So it's like, I don't feel like I wasted my money out because like one day I'm going to throw it in the Switch and see what this port's like. Like, it's, yeah, to sit there and say, oh, it's a sealed game, I've never played it and I bought it day one, but like $12 just to see the curiosity, like,
I mean,
okay.
there's a lot of stipulations on like, wasted your money. Like, did I waste my money on all these Japanese Gundam games?
No.
Or Final Fantasy VII PAL that I can't actually play?
Right.
No.
No.
That's awesome.
Wasted monies.
I can't do anything.
It's
They're
different
literally
to
a
every
hunk of
person.
plastic
But that's-
inside of my collection, but like that's a
I
different
guess the-
stipulation.
For me, the thought process is you bought that for the hunk of plastic. I bought these games, pre-ordered them to play them day one and never even fucking played them. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my stipulation.
Well, maybe you shouldn't buy so many games.
When was the last? I don't pre-order games anymore.
Well, maybe you shouldn't play so many achievements.
Can't just stop taking heroin, you die.
It's
But-
funny though you bring up the Japanese games because on the way up here we were talking about somehow I have a Korean version of NBA Street 2 on PS2.
Interesting.
Technically the box art's different. It's all in Korean. But I'm like, how the fuck did I get this?
Okay, here is one thing that I actually do regret buying, and I still have, and I don't know what to do with it. Okami on the PlayStation 2 got a remaster for the PlayStation 3.
That's right. I forgot about that.
It only came out in Japan. So I was able to get my hands on a Japanese copy, and I said, sick. Because I don't think the PS3 was region locked, so I could probably actually play it on my PS3. And then Okami HD came out on the PS4, and now I'm just like, okay, that's literally a waste. It's still just sitting on the shelf because like I don't know what to do with it.
See, for you though, for like the way you collect, that might be a waste. But for me, I'm like, oh, it's a different SKU. I want all 3 of them. If it's a series I
Man,
love,
you can go
not for
home with it.
Yeah. Hey, is the box art different?
Yeah,
I might take you up on that.
it's actually pretty cool.
Let me look
It's
at it.
pretty
I've
badass.
After this is over, I want to see it. I've never seen it before.
All right.
Yeah, it's interesting when there's like a newer version that comes out, and it's usually there's enough time in between it where it can kind of justify your purchase. But when it's something like some of these ridiculous recent examples where it's like, putting a PS5 version out. It's like, okay, man, I just bought this. Like,
I was going to say that kind of brings us full circle unless y'all got anything else.
Nope.
yeah. So I almost wanted to start this episode with a joke if I buy sports games every year. Because when you think about it, like, you know a new one's coming out on the same date. You're buying this one. But I don't buy every sports game anymore on the launch day. Because a lot of times, like, especially the fall sports like basketball, hockey, football, even to an extent, you can wait till Black Friday and get it for like half off.
I don't know. To this day, I still don't understand. Buying a sports game every single year.
So if they put enough into it,
The most I understand is the roster changes, and that's
right?
about
The
it.
roster changes you can just download or make
modern
yourself.
sports games is pretty much what you get at
But
this
see,
point.
like, so
I stopped buying them, quite frankly, and I love, but it's like I can't.
there's two I play like pretty religiously, like 2K and MLB. Like I could basically say every episode that's what I'm currently playing.
I mean, you gotta think, like, it's kind of almost the same as fighting games, where, like, Mortal Kombat, and then Mortal Kombat 2, and then Mortal Kombat 3, and then Mortal Kombat 7, and 9, or whatever. It's just Mortal Kombat with the same characters, and sometimes they come out with new characters, so I guess you could equate that to a new roster. But
Sometimes
they also add
mechanics,
sweet
yeah.
game modes and, like,
Yeah, and there's some
items
sports
you can
games-
attach to people. And that new Mortal Kombat 11 had the little thing where you run around into a
The
map
crypt,
and fought.
yeah.
Yeah, the crypt. I'm like, sports games can't do that. And the most they did was the franchise mode. What was it called?
Oh, they do like see, that's the thing with sports games. I'm the weirdo that only plays franchise mode in most of my games. So like 2K is the most egregious like money pit in the world. I stay away from
FIFA.
I don't even make
FIFA's worse.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even mess with FIFA anymore, but
Banned in some countries because of how fucking.
I don't even play. I don't even create a my player in 2K anymore. Like I won't do it because I don't enjoy it. I play 5-on-5 franchise. I'm still the idiot that buys it new every year, but at least they do some balancing issues and stuff, which the argument made against it, you could just get a title update. It's like, true, but the license is expensive. You got to pay for all those player likenesses. Like, I get why they do. When you really break it down, it makes sense why they do a year release. Like, perfect example, like, not to get too far in a sports conversation, like, the license for any of that stuff is so expensive. And the crazy thing, for most of these leagues, you got to pay for moving images and still images. So if you have a loading screen with a team's logo on it, you have to pay additional fees for that. So like I was listening to
No, thank you.
listening to a local sports show this morning, and they were talking about how they spent $4 million to get the rights to show highlights, but they got contacted by lawyers this week, and this is going into week 9 of the NFL season, because they had still images because they were breaking down when people screwed up and stuff. You're not allowed to pause those logos, and they're not moving. You only paid for moving rights. That's how petty some of these leagues are, because they're billion-dollar industries.
Man, they ain't petty. They just greedy as
That's
fuck.
what I'm saying. They're petty
God.
and greedy. You got billionaires with a billion-dollar industry, and it's like,
You know what? I can go over here, play NFL Blitz 2000, right?
yeah.
Easy.
The
WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2008 when it was good.
classic.
Great. It's great.
That's why that's really like the main reason why they have to justify doing year release, because like the licensing is so expensive, and then like even with college games, that's why they died out.
Are they only paying for the licensing for 1 year increments though?
Well, they usually do deals, but even then, like
Take a break then.
super expensive.
Make a super massive
So-
whatever NFL Hall of Fame
Here's my argument, man.
Y2 10K whatever the hell, and then like not make a game for 3 years and just make a badass football
Yeah.
game.
My thing's like at this point they literally are just. I mean, yeah, I'm going back to the last 3-4 years of. Let's just use NHL as an example. It's the same game. The physics are the same. Even like the Series X PS5 version, everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna be different."
Hold
No.
on. You guys are saying that people are getting mad about Overwatch 2 being an Overwatch reskin, but they'll just do it with sports every single year?
And people fall for it and buy it every year.
Kind of talking about. Well,
That's
here's
why
the
I
thing.
stopped doing it, man.
The majority of sports games though aren't necessarily like your franchise mode. Most people don't even play that. Most people play like you create a player. It's almost like a little RPG, and it's like you said with the WoW. With the new season, they reset you. It's kind of think of it in that mindset. Because like it's crazy. Like FIFA specifically, NHL, 2K. They either have a card mode where you buy packs and make a team, or you like have a character in an RPG style where you like play online and level them up, and they reset it every year.
But what I was gonna
That's
say
how they
is-
make their money. Is you buy these digital boost, these digital cards,
It's messed up.
because like they're so profitable. Like it's insane how profitable these sports games are, and it wouldn't be as profitable if you didn't put that new SKU out every year.
That's why they're releasing the new one every year.
I can't knock them for, but it's like damn.
Yeah.
But for someone who doesn't play any of those modes, like
Well, my
I
thing
used
is,
to play the baseball one, but I had to retire because it was like it was taking my life over, and I was like, nope. And that one's free. Like you don't have to pay for that one.
my thing is like if you had that's literally what they're doing. Like people are going ape shit because I'm a big hockey guy. They're going ape shit about NHL, and it's like it's literally the same game. My argument for it's like, especially for a sport like hockey, it's not the biggest sport. Why not just release a game every 2 or 3 years, update the roster with a patch every year?
I mean, we're getting into some deep territory here.
You're going to sell more copies that way because people are going to take it, for granted. It's not like, I can just wait till Black Friday.
All right, here, let me ask this last question.
Sure.
You guys regret buying DLC?
I bought Horse Armor. Hell no.
I
hate the
generally
idea of
don't
it.
because a lot of times it goes away and you can't ever get it again.
Yep. I'll agree with that. Like I said, I think it's insane. I hate how games don't launch complete and they release DLC and make you pay for it again.
Okay, do you guys regret buying DLC when they release it physical?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hate that shit.
Yep.
So you didn't know that it would happen.
Yep.
And if it's one thing, if it's a game I'm actively playing, like Destiny was an example we brought up earlier, or new DLC comes out, bought it, then like 6 months later it's a disc with all the DLC on it. It's like $15. I'm like, cool, I could have saved money and had a physical copy. Neat. So
DLC is an interesting one.
DLC is a very interesting one because it's another gamble where it's like, well, I could wait till this goes on sale. It could never go on sale. It might come out physically. Or they might delist it and be like, sorry about you, because there's like a song in the background they don't have the rights to anymore. All right, the crazy ones with racing games when they lose like the rights to cars.
Well, the interesting one right now is, like, for example, 3DS. There is the Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm game that was only on 3DS. I've been begging for a Switch one for years. I'm sure you guys remember hearing me crying about it, and they finally said, hey, we're going to get one in spring. I said,
oh, nice.
Nice, good.
Funny thing is I believe all of the DLC songs are going to be on the Switch one.
Awesome.
Cool.
Funny thing is everybody went and bought the songs on the 3DS one because, like, they're not on the game. The only way to get the extra songs is and I have a couple of them. I like the main theme song of Final Fantasy VIII, like with the iconic, like, introduction with the waves coming in or whatever. Like, that wasn't on the main game. You had to buy that on their shop. So I bought that one, maybe like one or two more. People are buying them because they're like, we're never going to be able to play these songs ever again once their store shuts down. And then, lo and behold, hey guys, we're gonna put them out on the Switch.
Unfortunate.
That one's super interesting too because music specifically is a lot of the reasons, like you're saying, Nate, like why that stuff gets delisted. So that's cool that you're doing that. Like they're willing to pay for it. I'm willing to pay for it if they're willing to pay for it.
The Fire Emblem
Yeah.
Fates.
Yeah.
That one's a whole thing in of itself.
Yeah.
That one's a big oof.
That one's interesting. So we'll see if they even ever re-release that game.
I
It's
remember
Fire Emblem and Nintendo, so probably not.
That's true. Probably not.
I think it was the Alan Wake remaster where they didn't have the DLC on it when it launched because there was a song they didn't have the rights to and the game came out and they'd like reacquire the rights and now like a title update puts the DLC on it.
Interesting.
Just weird stuff like that where it's like, how are you even supposed to know? Because I know there's DLC I've missed out on. Like I never got they discontinued the servers for Army at 2 40th Day and I never bought the DLC and it's like, sorry about you. They just took it off one day. I was like, all right, guess I'll never pop those achievements.
Yeah.
DLC is a very interesting
DLC
one.
is interesting.
That's one that's like, there's some you can regret and there's some you're just like, it's the one that got away, you know?
For the most part, DLC for me is like, I will not buy it. And then I'll regret it when I can't anymore.
Yeah.
Buyer's remorse.
It's very specific to the game, but like I remember like when it first came out, I'm like, this is a great idea, and then of course greed and all that get in the way and destroyed the whole thing. But modern gaming, I mean, I'm less inclined to do it just because I know they're gonna come out with a disc with everything on it or whatever, and I'll probably end up buying it too. But like 360 PS3 days, I was more inclined to do it because it was like expansions, right? Now I feel like it's like shit that should already be in the game. In some cases, it literally is.
That's how it
things.
is. Like when DLC originated, it was like, here's the game, and we understand you guys want a little bit more, so we're going to offer you a little bit more. Now it's, we're going to offer you a lot more, and here's this little bit of morsel that you get to start with. So now you have this little taste, and now you want the full meal.
Right.
Like we used to get the full meal, and then we want a dessert.
Exactly.
All right, we didn't get the dessert no more. You're gatekeeping us from the damn meal.
And there's some
and then I don't even get dessert after.
There's some things that literally it's like you buy the steak and they're like, oh, you don't get the steak because literally the data's on the disc and the DLC unlocks the data on the disc. Like that should be a crime. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's so frustrating because you get a game like, Monster Hunter.
You're paying for licensing at this point. You're not paying for a game. You're paying for the ability to have the license to play it.
You totally.
That's all you're doing.
We'll get something like Monster Hunter World where the expansion comes out. It's a true expansion. That DLC, like money well spent, like so awesome.
That was a thick expansion
and that was like,
too.
after a while, that wasn't like some stuff where it's like it should have been on. Like that was another.
It was a whole
nother
game.
A separate game.
Yeah.
Right. never mind paying for that DLC. And if they happen to do a physical version, like, cool, whatever. I'll buy the physical version later because, like, worth it. It's a game, basically.
And they have a physical version.
Right. That's what I have. But
sort of.
And then
got them both.
you get just
Ish,
absolutely
sort of.
horse shit stuff. When Brian brought up the horse armor, that was... I'll give them a pass on that one because that was...
it's like the first DLC,
I don't know what the hell to do with DLC on console, so, like, that one gets a pass from me, but...
What? I remember Mass Effect and Dragon Age being one of the first ones to do it, and they had the cool crossover armor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They knew what they was doing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Then they said, hey, you guys want DLC characters? We'll give them to you in Mass Effect.
Yeah, they did Dragon Age 1 to 2. They were awesome.
Sounds like a Golem guy.
Hell yeah.
I have yet to play Awakening.
Oh, God, what?
Yeah.
I don't want to go off topic. Play Awakening. It's great. So
Not a
good.
fucking time.
Did you play any of the Origins DLC or just not that one?
I didn't play any of it.
You didn't do Witch Hunt?
Dude, I played that game before DLC came out.
I mean, I've played that game 9 times, so I get it, but
The first time I ever played Mass Effect DLC was Legendary Edition.
I implore you to play Witch Hunt because I know Morgan's a character we both very much
Oh,
love.
I know.
Get your happy ending because it's tragic without
The
it.
actual good ending after the shit ending.
Just open-ended ending.
Yeah.
Games we wasted our money on. Do you have anyone else have anything they want to talk about? 'Cause I had a couple more.
Go ahead, man.
So anybody have any, like, just completely, like, circumstantial, like, damn, I wasted my money on this, that wasn't even my fault? Because a lot of them, like, I'm over here talking about how stupid I was for pre-ordering something, or, like, I have a couple just, like, crazy off the wall, like, damn, I actually wasted my money on this, what the hell?
What do you mean wasted your money and it wasn't your fault?
I'll give you my first example. So, Brian and I both hunt kind of obscure original Xbox stuff, and the Platinum Hits version of 50 Cent Bulletproof is a pretty rare game. And this is a long time ago before people were really catching on to box variants and stuff. Rumor was it was like a Canadian exclusive.
I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago.
I bought this from this rinky-dink mom and pop shop in Canada. There was pictures, and I was like, cool, because, like, you know, you take a gamble on eBay if you buy something without pictures. But this had pictures, and it had pictures of the disc, had pictures of the case. And it was only like $8. The problem was the shipping from Canada, so it was like $48.
Oh, you mean when it came with the original disc and not the Platinum's disc?
Right.
Okay.
There's a picture of the disc. I was like, awesome. So I went ahead and bought it because I was like, I've never seen one at the time. This was like 12 years ago, literally. Wait a month and a half to get it. Open it up. They put the damn normal disc in. This is like a mom and pop shop in Canada. I'm like,
no, I wouldn't say I have anything that's not my fault because I haven't bought games secondhand from online stores until the past maybe 2 years.
yeah.
I seldom do.
Everything before that has always been in person. I don't usually touch
I enjoy the
online
hunt.
sales.
Sure. This one was so obscure and it's really high on my list. At the time when I bought it, it was the most expensive Platinum Hits. Like, no one even knew NBA ballers existed yet. So,
Well, you got to think though. Before a couple years ago, like you could find things out in the wild, so there wasn't really a
Right.
reason for me to go online to buy them.
Mhm.
So now you're kind of forced into a corner where I have to buy White Knight Chronicles 2 because I can't find it anywhere in the stores anymore.
yeah, it sucked because I
Anyways.
wasted my money because they had a no return policy and they were in Canada. So they were like, "Oh, we're sorry about the mix up. You could send that back, but you got to pay for shipping." I'm like, I'm going to pay
Yeah, it'd be like,
$40.
$40,
So I'm
yeah.
at $80 at this point. Like, I'll just keep the case.
yeah.
I ended up finding a loose one like fairly recently, but I thought that was a pretty funny one. Another one that was kind of my fault. It's a stupid online purchase. They're shutting down the servers for Command & Conquer, all the console ones. So Kane's Wrath, like kind of a hard one to find. I don't know why. I never see it. Didn't look. I saw the disc, saw the manual, went ahead and bought it. Was like, bet. Saw the ESRB logo, like, oh, it's American. Nah, boy, that thing was all in French. It's a Canada exclusive one. So I said, oh my God, Brian, like, put the game in. It's all in French. There's not, I'm like, walk me through the menu, see if like on your English end that there's like options, language. He's like, no, dude. So what do I have to have Brian walk me through the menus? Like, what the hell's happening? Like, they're all talking in
God.
French. Like,
Hey, you know what? I'll actually take that because it'll look really cool next to my Korean NBA ballers.
find me an
NBA
NTSC one. It's all yours. It's funny. My wife's fluent in French, so I had to have her come in and be like, what the hell's this say? Like, it's like, what's a mutant soldier? Like, that's stupid. Like, walk me through it. But yeah, that was that was my fault. But it's just funny how like you could accidentally. It plays, thankfully, because the Xbox Series X, like, backwards compatibility, they're region free, so, like, it worked. But that one was a waste of money. Brian, you can go ahead and have that one. I'll grab it for you on the way home.
I like weird. I mean, technically, it's different box art because the back's in French. So, hey, I'll take it.
I mean, maybe there's been a couple times where I didn't realize one version of a game was the exact same version of the other game, just with extra stuff added. Like, it happens with Guilty Gear to me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like Guilty Gear XX Core and then Guilty Gear XX Core R27 remake, whatever. And I'm like, it's got a different cover and a different name, so I buy it because it's Guilty Gear. And then I'm like, oh, this is the same game as the other one, just with a little extra stuff. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I guess I'm keeping both of them as Guilty Gear. I don't care.
Yeah, Guilty Gear is always awesome. This episode's pretty much been about embarrassing myself, so I have one more. I was a sucker that bought Anthem on day one.
I bought 2 copies of Anthem on day one.
Ryan has you beat.
Yeah, but you bought the deluxe editions too, like I did.
Yep, bought the deluxe and the normal.
For you and the other?
The deluxe one was for me, and
yeah.
The normal version was for her. I'm like, hey, bought you a copy.
Oh, here's one that I should be ashamed of, but I'm not, is I have 3 copies of Final Fantasy Dissidia NT.
The same SKU.
And I don't care, because it had the 3 different steelbooks.
No, that's
But the game is garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage. I know for a fact I bought one brand new, and then the other 2 I had to hunt down secondhand to get all 3 steelbooks.
Yeah, I like the steelbooks. Those are cool.
Game's gorgeous. It just doesn't play like the PSP ones. And I should be ashamed of owning 3, but I don't. No. I'm just like, I have the steelbooks.
But, yeah, that's the thing. Like, the steelbooks are collectible, at least, and it's a hugely popular franchise. It's not like you're buying Agents of Mayhem.
And it's your shit, man. Like, it's Final Fantasy. Like, they ain't a waste of money.
So they have various heroes and villains on them. And
those are sick.
Yeah, I remember when you were hunting those, I was calling you like, "Is this the one you?" Because I just could not keep it straight because like, I don't know who this guy is. He's kind of cute. He's buff.
Yeah, you have no idea who the names are of them. So I think this is the this is the one I got new, and I was pissed because I was like, man, I got the lightning one. I said, I guess.
Question about those.
Oh shit!
It's got a card in it.
What?
Time out. Is it multiple?
Cydia FFNT TCG promo set English unopened.
Okay. So did they all have slipcovers on them?
Yes.
Same slipcover or different slipcovers?
Same slipcover.
So you don't know which one you're getting?
Yes.
Wow.
That was the problem, is you didn't know which one you're getting because all the slipcovers were the same. So it was a mystery.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yes. So that's why I had to hunt them down for so long. Because you couldn't choose which one you... this has got sticky residue on it. But you couldn't choose which one you wanted.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. But I wanted all of them.
Sure, so you had to damn near buy them secondhand because that's...
Alright, I lied. I only have 1 game. I just have steelbooks.
That's probably ideal, though. You just sell the game and get money towards the steelbook. Wow. What a dangerous... You can tell which
one I bought new. It's got cards in it.
That's wild. They literally pulled the Pokemon gamble. Crack open these packs, you don't know what you're going to get, but $60 games.
Yeah, but the price did... It's funny because, KT and Team Ninja did this game.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
So I hope they remake a new one because the game series is really good, and this one looked really good. I just want it to play like the PSP ones, but look like this game.
I think that's all of my really embarrassing examples. I eventually learned my lesson. Like I said earlier, I don't really pre-order stuff. I didn't even pre-order this Modern Warfare. I just bought it a couple days after release. Cyberpunk was one I definitely was tempted to pre-order, and I'm very thankful now that I didn't, because it's you could get it for $8 at this point. So I learned my lesson from my mistakes. I have a lot of embarrassing mistakes on this episode, but I've learned my lesson from them. And unless it's a series I absolutely love, like Elder Scrolls, Dragon Age, if they make a new Doom, I'll pre-order those, but I'm not a pre-ordering guy anymore. And there was a scary era after the pandemic where it's how long is distribution going to be screwed up for? Do I have to pre-order stuff? And there's some media still recovering from that. I feel like action figures are still kind of in the Wild West, but games are kind of back on track. If you go somewhere, you can buy them, So I don't really feel the need to pre-order stuff unless it comes with a really cool incentive to pre-order or something, which those are few and far between now.
Very few, yeah.
I pre-ordered Final Fantasy VII Remake so Barry could get the GameStop exclusive thing for it. That's something I wouldn't have pre-ordered otherwise.
The Shinra ID card, the membership card, yeah.
But other than that, that's honestly probably the last thing I pre-ordered.
Yeah, I didn't even pre-order Call of Duty. I was like, there's a steelbook for GameStop, but I couldn't be bothered to get it out of the house because you couldn't do it online. I was going to say, in conclusion, this loaded question of what games you waste your money on. Again, didn't want to make it a list. I feel like we did a good job, other than Nate at the end, but it's okay.
With what?
Making it a list. More of a... No, I'm just...
You just started listing stuff.
Yeah.
There's just ones I didn't talk about, so I want to get them in before you...
No, I'm just saying, no, you're good. I don't mean it like that. overall, I feel like me personally, the type of collector I am, I don't think I've wasted my money because even if I did, overpay for a game or I paid full price, I've come out ahead because I've been doing this shit for so long. So I think we're all kind of in the same boat there. Just goes back to buy what you like. If you think it's a good deal and you enjoy it, you're not going to go astray,
I think it's fair that usually everyone has the couple things in there that like, damn, I wish I would have waited. But as a whole, I don't feel like I wasted my money.
Right.
I listed
very often at all.
12 games out of like what the 1,700 that I own. Like,
yeah,
right. But like that's the thing. How far have you come out ahead?
Right.
You'll be okay. And then if you're just jumping into this hobby, it just goes back again. Just buy stuff you like for a fair price, and you can't get burnt. Like that's what it is. But unless y'all got anything, I think that concludes this. So what about you guys? What have you wasted your money on? Do you have any funny, poor regrets like poor Nate over here? Let us know on our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter, and the TikTok at Collecti-Bros Pod. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And what's next in the pipe?
Next episode is an Is It Worth It? Shadow of the Colossus, specifically the PlayStation 4 Special Edition, which is much more expensive than just the normal game or the PlayStation 2 or 3 game. So we're going to look into that one specifically as a special edition and see if that one is worth the price, not just as a game, but as a whole unit.
First time we've done a special edition.
Yep, specifically, yep.
Fun. Well, thanks.
Just to play the games, I have no experience with the series.
Damn shame.
Even though I own it.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We haven't talked about it, and I know you've played it, and we've talked about it briefly, but
I got a feeling it's gonna be a long episode. I could talk about that game forever.
I got some thoughts.
Some thoughts.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it. Catch you next time.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
God.
Oh,
Something about money.
money.
It's wasting money. Oh, it's gotta be on brand. Mr. Monopoly. Board game
What's
mascots.
What's board game pieces?
Board-
the Monopoly
Monopoly
board game
pieces.
pieces.
All right,
Oh my god.
Bet.
No.
It's classic Monopoly too. You can't be doing that
Yeah,
special
none
shit.
of the, like the memorial
gotta pull
edition
them
or
up.
anything like that.
But like you're a
Fucking-
sicko
I'm
if you say
fucking the
dog.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you have to listen to this.
Marry, fuck, kill. Monopoly pieces. We're going, and here's the roster. This is the roster. We're not doing any of that crazy stuff. The thimble, the wheelbarrow, whatever the fuck it's called. The boot/shoe, because it wants to be a boot and a shoe at the same time. The Scottish Terrier dog. The car. The iron. Top hat, and the battleship.
Hey,
Those are your choices. All right, Brian, you first.
let's see here. Well, gonna marry the race car.
Okay.
Practical.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill the wheelbarrow because it's a wheelbarrow. Whatever. Like, okay, cool. And I'm gonna fuck the boot. It's a class. It's a classic. It's versatile. Like some people are into the feet stuff. Not me, but
Not me, but I'm gonna fuck the boot anyways.
don't knock it before you try it. Like I've never experienced it, so I guess we'll try it.
Oh my god.
Why did I have fuck for the boot? I don't know why. I guess I was just thinking like you can. I don't know. I don't even want to
It's
go.
kind of
into
versatile.
detail.
There's strings.
Yeah,
there's
Alright.
strap.
like tighten it.
All right, Nate. I guess marry, fuck, kill, but start with fuck, marry, kill since you already said it's
Yeah,
the boot.
I had fuck the boot. I guess you could like adjust it, like tighten it up, loosen it
Stop.
up, whatever you need to do. So to marry the top hat in hopes that Tana appears from the rest of it, like
my God.
off chance. But even then, like a top hat's classy. You can kind of take it with you everywhere. And I guess I'm gonna kill the wheelbarrow because like
It's a wheelbarrow.
it's a wheelbarrow, however you say it.
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow.
That Midwestern.
Barry, do you have your Monopoly selections made?
All right, so we're marrying the top hat
Yeah.
because I can look fancy
Right.
constantly. Yeah. I'm gonna kill the thimble. Because look, what I'm saying is when you play that game, what was the last piece on that board that you prayed to God somebody else, like you didn't have to
It's
pick
true.
that piece?
You
I don't want to interrupt your list, but I mean, I could see the thimble being the Wii of the Monopoly pieces. So I'm surprised by that.
Might fuck around and fuck a thimble.
You can use the thimble for
Textured
fucking
on the
this
outside.
thing. I'm shocked about
No,
that.
it's dying because the thimble's the worst of the bunch.
It is a fucking thimble.
And I'm fucking the battleship.
Yeah, the ship gets some love. Yeah, good.
Fucking that battleship.
Yeah, I'll take it back. The battleship's the Wii of the Monopoly pieces.
Battleship's the Wii of the Monopoly pieces.
Really just outdid ourselves, didn't we?
This is the rest of the list. This segment is already...
I thought game consoles was bad. I thought cryptids was pretty embarrassing, but
We've got some zingers out of those at least. This is just like...
these aren't even like alive, bro. Like
The dog is.
I think that's why we stayed away from
at
it.
least the
Oh
consoles
yeah,
are like,
do you want that on recording for history to be like, oh, pick the dog?
yeah, the dog got avoided. Like that's somebody's pet. That's fucked. To feed that boy and water him afterwards, he's gonna look into your eyes. Like we don't want that
God.
shit.
No one even married him.
He said I'm not into feet stuff, but I'm a fucking boot.
I was like, you could adjust. You could tighten that.
Oh my god.
We're done. Push that button, Barry.